So hi guys, a quick again a sudden webinar actually planned up with Dhruv and Amulya today. So the plan was that I will be talking today about US CPA and the course and the details and all. And then we suddenly got the CPA results today, and we had two very big achievers on our results day, and that's where I thought that anyways I'm doing the session, and when I talk, you people will not trust much. So if we bring the alumni more, I think the trust will go up substantially. And that's why that was one of the reasons to call up Dhruv and Amulya today, right? So today, both of them have passed their US CPA exam, right? And Amulya, to be honest, Dhruv, I'll not tell your scores currently, right? But before that, I'll go to Amulya because first of all, congratulations, Amulya, for that amazing result in US CPA.
Thank you, sir.
Seen your score in regulation, which is about 95, right?
Yeah.
And most importantly, to the participants who are watching us, Amulya is also pregnant, right, with 6 months, right? And that's what makes it more special, that she could achieve a lot of those things when she was kind of having too many things to do. And I know that being a woman, it's not an easy thing to kind of study along with that. And hats off, Amulya. Thank you so much for coming in at a very short span of time, right? So it's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to have been joined in the meeting, because I didn't expect to actually guide so many people. So yeah, I'm happy to share my experience if any queries.
And thank you so much for joining in so fast, right? So we just informed you like, I think 2 hours back, and you guys just pitched in, because a lot of the time people are not so comfortable on the cameras. So thank you so much for joining in.
No, the fact that you guys are acknowledging our achievement is itself making us coming through it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Amulya. And Dhruv, CPA at the age of 21, how does it feels like?
It's terrific, sir. It was a dream come true for me today. Like on my farewell too, I said that I want to become the best accountant in the world. So yeah, I'm on that. I think I'm on that path.
Okay. Okay. So I know you're a bit nervous, right? And
yeah, this is
so
my first meeting.
I get the sense and feel it. So don't worry.
Yeah.
I'm there today. You'll be comfortable and all. So I don't think so that that should be more of an issue. Okay, so just feel free, relax. अपने ही लोग हैं जो YouTube पे देख रहे भी अपने ही लोग हैं, and all are on the attendees also. They are there with us, so do not worry. So before that, guys, I'll just talk about the scores which have been achieved, by Dhruv. And today I was just going through the result of some of them, and the scores which came out for Dhruv, especially, right, with the scores of 99 in BEC. I mean, that's a terrific score in BEC. Right, Dhruv, and audit it is 93, regulation it is 93, and FAR it is 92. So you're missed by a whisker for 𝗷𝗂𝗁𝗁 award, which one of our student companies have achieved. And I can just understand the feeling of how it is, right? It's an amazing feeling to be in kind of scoring that 99 out of 100. Right? मैंने तो कभी first class में भी नहीं score किया है ऐसे, LKG या UKG में भी. So how does it feel like, Dhruv?
Like I said, sir, was a dream come true. I didn't expect 99, to be frank, but yeah, preparation was the thing that helped me achieve this. And your guidance and the classes too, lectures.
Okay, so now starting off with questions, right? Straight away to you, Amulya, you have been working in Deloitte, right? And then with KPMG, and then you left, right, and started off with CPA. So what was your education background, Amulya? Because there are a lot of people who are working and want to pursue CPA, who are not working and want to pursue CPA, who are just students. So how did you start off your CPA journey?
So I graduated from Sriram College of Commerce, University of Delhi. And later I joined through campus placement to KPMG. And then after working for 1 year there, I was working for Deloitte for 1.5 years. There I enrolled with CPA, where Simandhar was also tied up with Deloitte. So luckily at that time when I enrolled, Simandhar was in tie with Deloitte. So I had that connection with Simandhar. Then I took a step to quit my job because I got married and I thought I would be able to manage to do it at an earlier stage now. So I had quit my job and I started off with my CPA career. So to many people who feel that only just BCom students can't do it, I think it's very much easy for them to crack. In fact, I think the scores of BCom candidates are much more higher than the CA candidates, as far as my knowledge.
Okay, so this is a kind of great feeling to be in, right? Being a BCom, not having that strong accounting knowledge with you, Amulya, and then kind of cracking the CPA exam, right? So what have actually worked out in your favor? Before I go on to Dhruv and talk with him, what were your strategies? So just imagine if I'm a BCom student, right? I don't have any accounting background. I'm not coming out from a stronger background. So what were your strategies and which subject you started off with? So did you start off with FAR? Did you start off with Reg? So how was it basically?
I started off with auditing because I was working in the auditing profile previously for 2 years. So many of my colleagues suggested for me to start off with auditing. So I did that. But I would say when you are just a BCom candidate, don't just refer to multiple sources. Becker is more than enough, and Simandhar lectures are much more in detail to understand it. So if you're just a BCom student and you're not able to grasp the accounting knowledge in detail, Simandhar lectures will help you understand the Becker material. And Becker material covers everything in full to give the exam 100%. So I would say referring to multiple materials will just create a lot of panic and confusion. Sticking to Becker, practicing the MCQs, sims after each and every module lecture would definitely help to crack the exam. And the mocks are must to be given. Some people skip it and manage to clear, but a definite strategy would be to give mocks properly as if they are giving the final examination and judge their performance.
So Amulya, just as a person who's starting off and who are planning to join CPA, right? And assuming that they're from BCom background, so which subject they should start off with? In your case, what were the subjects and the hierarchy of the subjects? So which subject you started off with first, and then how did you move around?
So I started with auditing because I had auditing experience.
Correct. Second?
Yeah. Second, I went with FAR, considering it is huge and it's better to clear it first and leave instead of leaving it later. So then I cleared BEC and then last Reg. Fortunately, every subject in single attempt. So yeah. But I would say regulation should not be left towards the last. Maybe BEC can be kept to the last and regulation can be given in the third part.
Okay. So Amulya, straight away criticism is coming at your end. So they're telling a lot of students are telling, okay, Amulya is from SRCC and SRCC is considered to be one of the finest colleges in the country today. So having that kind of smarter way of knowing is absolutely there. So what about the people who are from a very normal BCom colleges? Can they crack the CPA exam in the first attempt? What do you think, Amulya?
Yeah, they can easily do it because the sources are well structured and properly given for them to understand. It's not just because of the background. Because I've seen in Simandhar students itself, like many people, we keep texting personally also because of the group. And I've met Bhavna. She's around 40 years old and she's just a BCom from a normal college, and she managed to crack FAR with 82 or 83 score. So here in CPA, I feel hard work matters, and practice, hard work and dedication only matters. Your background doesn't even matter is what I feel.
Okay. So Amulya, how did you manage being a pregnant woman? So how many hours you used to study in a day? For a person who want to understand, who is not from a stronger background again, how many hours do you suggest every day? Because this is a popular question. These are all the questions they will ask me now in the webinar. So I thought you answer that. So half of my burden will go up from the webinar straight away, because that's the question they will ask is per day, how many hours you used to spend around, and morning what you used to study and evening what you used to study. And you would you used to study 2 subjects together, or you used to study 1 subject at a time?
Considering the fact that exams are being conducted in India, so I found it illogical to give 2-3 subjects at one go. So I gave 1 subject at one time, and my strength is to study in the morning. So whatever concept I have to understand or whatever I have to like retain, I do it in the morning. And whatever I have to practice, I do it in the evening. So around like effectively 6 hours a day, I used to study. Even though I sit for 8 hours, I would say 5 to 6 hours were effective for me to grasp stuff. And I would suggest like morning timings, because that's the time when nobody disturbs you and you have the complete energy to study. So that worked for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how about it, like having understood that you need to spend around 6 to 7 hours, when do you get a feeling that now this is the right time to go for the exam? So how did you decide that, okay, now I should go in and schedule the exam? As you know, the CPA exam fees is very high, right? So if you fail, you need to pay the fees again. Now this question comes a lot in the student's mind, that when am I ready for the exam? When do I feel that, okay, this is a time that I should schedule the exam with the NASBA and apply for an NTS, which is your hall ticket, and go in for the exam? What is the right time to trigger that?
Okay, there are two ways for it. Like the way that I followed was, I used to fix a deadline like way much ahead from the starting point. Like 3 months from now, I used to book my slot. And then I used to sit for preparation, because booking a slot would like push myself towards studying harder. So I used that technique. But I would suggest is that many people, what works for them is they give mocks properly, they score minimum 75 plus, and then they schedule the exam so that they don't panic. So it depends upon two things: whether you work better under pressure, or you cannot take that panic feeling and you study before you take the pressure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now,
but mocks are the deciding factor, is what I feel. Minimum 70 plus is what that is expected from Becker mocks.
And this is a very good question which have come up to me, right? How did you handle with depression when you were not able to solve MCQs and SIMs? I will not use the word depression, what Prajot have used in the Zoom. Prajot, I think that is more about the learning, right? If you name that as a depression, I think that will be a bit of panic for a lot of them here. But how did you deal with Amulya when you're not getting an MCQ right or a SIM right? Were you frustrated, or did you feel that English is very important also to learn, or something like that? Where did you think that, okay, I have to come from a very strong English background to understand a question in CPA? What do you think, Amulya?
No, questions are pretty straightforward in final exam when compared to Becker. So if you practice Becker a lot more, communication skills doesn't matter much, that like you won't be able to interpret the English language that final exam is using. So it's pretty straightforward in the final exam is what I felt. Only challenging part is final exam. Sims are very lengthy, so we should be patient enough to read each and every line properly and interpret it and then give the solution. And if coming to the part, like if MCQs are going incorrect, so in first phase of learning, MCQs usually we score around 50%, around 50 to 60%. But marking the MCQs that went wrong and then going through them again after one revision would definitely fetch more percentage in those MCQs.
Okay. Cool, Amulya. So guys who are watching us, right, who have come in a little late here. So we had two of our alumni today who have passed CPA US. So I've started off with US CPA today, and after a certain time we'll go on for US CMA. So hang on for those questions for US CMA for time being, because right now I'm just closing off with CPA, because today we got those two alumni and I thought the alumni talk more about the course would be more valuable than Sripal Jain itself, right? So now, Amulya, the last question before I move on to Dhruv, right? So how much time do you think that in order to prepare for a CPA course? So do you think 9 to 10 months is a timeline, or do you think actually, first of all, a timeline should be defined for that matter? What is your take on that?
I would say timeline for a subject matters. Try to complete a subject portion within 2 months and keep 3 to 4 weeks, around 1 month for revision, so that you don't fear before giving the exam, as these exams are very expensive. So better revise 3 to 4 times before you give that exam. So I would say per subject, giving that timeline of 2 months for preparation and 1 month for revision, I think that will be more helpful than having a whole long-term timeline for the subjects. But it
Cool.
is pretty doable in 1 year if there is a constant and consistent like dedication towards it.
So Amulya, one final question before I move on to Dhruv. What are those 2 things which you would recommend to a CPA aspirant? Final 2 tips, which is a must that you follow in order to pass the CPA exam.
First thing, as I said, sticking to Becker material and listening to Simandhar lectures when you're not clear about the concept in any of the content, textbook content, and not referring to any other courses, and because that creates panic, is one strategy I was always like stringent about, that I'll not refer to any other course and just the Becker. And the second one was revision. Like I always made sure that I had 3 to 4 times of revision, where I had everything on my tips, where, okay, if somebody asks me questions the other way around also, I'm able to answer because I know the concept very well. So revision is something that gives confidence and concept clarity. So these 2 things will help.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Amulya. That was a great 10 minutes of interview which we had with you. And you will need to stay long on the webinar. If there are any questions coming up, I'll take your help there. So Dhruv, 2-3 questions. Straight away, one question is people are telling, कितने बार ध्रुव ने revise किया BEC में 99 लाने के लिए? So tell me, Dhruv, how many revisions you have done to score a 99 out of 100 in BEC?
I personally don't keep a tab on the number of revisions I do. Like until I'm clear with the concept, I revise it again and again. If I'm clear, I just go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So Dhruv, as people know that you're not a chartered accountant, you're just a CA inter, right? And scoring a 99 out of 100 in BEC. So what are the strategies? Can you give 1 or 2 tips? How did you score a 99 out of 100 in BEC?
So first of all, like Amulya said, just stick to one material. Like you either go for Becker or you whatever you are referring to. Like, but some of the lectures are must to know the why of the why. Like you really need to know the concept in depth. So yeah, one is that. The other is commit to the journey, make a plan, and execute it well.
Okay. So Dhruv, what was your strategy? I mean, you passed CPA at the age of 21. So what was your order of subjects? So did you start off with FAR first or Audit first or Reg, or the people who are watching the CA inter or the CA dropouts, or the people who are preparing or pursuing CA and want to do CPA? What would be your suggestions to start off with? Because they will consider you as a role model now because you passed CPA at the age of 21, right? So what would be your order of CPA? So how did you follow? So did you start off with FAR, Audit, Reg, or B?
So I started with FAR and then Reg, then Audit, and then lastly BEC.
Okay. Okay. So FAR, I've seen that the score was 93 or something. So what was your study strategy for FAR, Dhruv?
So first of all, I started for FAR last May or June. So I referred to Simandhar lectures and the Becker material. I did go through the, you have to go through each and every line of the Becker material to answer the MCQs. After completing each module, you just have to go for MCQs and simulation. If you are not getting anything right, like MCQs, so go through the explanations of all like the incorrect options too, so that you know why the other thing was incorrect.
Okay, so that is a very valid point, guys, who all are watching us, right? So because as you know, CPA is 50% multiple choice question and 50% descriptive. And when you're doing an MCQ, it is very important to know the answers, the incorrect answers explanation, because many of us are so keen to know the correct answers, but we don't try to deep dive and research about why the option is incorrect. So what Dhruv is telling that you need to kind of research more about why those options are incorrect and try to deep dive and then try to work on your MCQs. So that's a very, very good suggestion, Dhruv. What about Audit, Dhruv? Because as we know, Audit is one of the tougher sections in CPA. So what was your study strategy for Audit?
So my funda was just to go through the subject do not ratify anything. Being having an audit background, it did help me. But yeah, you have to know the authoritative literature too, because that helps a lot in the exams too. Other than that, yeah. Other than that, yeah, that's it, right? I'm not getting anything in my mind right now.
नहीं, ठीक है Dhruv. So that's not a problem. And okay, so one more final question, Dhruv, before we move on to the Q&As by the participants, because these all people have come to ask a lot of questions today to me, because I've come after a long time in the webinar, right? So we'll take it up as and when the questions keep coming up there. So what are 3 suggestions which you would give to a CPA candidate to score like you? Top 3 suggestions.
Top 3 suggestions. Like, first of all, the Simandhar lectures and Becker material, of course. Then the make a plan, even if it's not like going as you planned. You make adjustments. Like I started last May, but due to some problems, I couldn't sit till January this year. So yeah, that helps too. And then revise as much as you can. Go for mocks. Don't just schedule your exams. Don't schedule your exams if you have scores less than 85.
Okay. So guys, 3 suggestions which Dhruv have come into. So the first suggestion is that, again, the Simandhar lectures, the Becker product. Second suggestion is to kind of practice a lot of revisions and all. And third is not to go for the exam till we don't score a 85 or above score in the mock, right? So that is what we had, right? So these are certain things I think which should be taken care when you're preparing for the CPA exam, right? As and when Dhruv and Amulya have shared their valuable study strategies which we have, and they will be there till the end of the session when as and when we will kind of keep taking the questions. So now over to me, guys. Thank you so much, Dhruv and Amulya, and please be there in the session till end. If you have any questions, we'll keep taking up with you, so that any of the study related questions we can take it up from there. Okay, thank you so much. So guys, so before Dhruv and Amulya kind of spoke about, right, and we discussed that we'd have around a CPA and a CMA kind of brief background, right? So I'll not talk more about the structure of the CPA and the CMA, because I wanted to focus the webinar should be more on your questions and how we can answer your questions. That is more important, because anyways the information you will find on the website. I don't think so you are attending a webinar to find out the information about the course, but it's about clarifying your queries. So please raise your hands in between and keep putting that up in the Q&A window or on the YouTube also, so that I can keep taking those questions and keep answering there. All right. So now one question which I've come up through is, sir, is it US CMA worthwhile? And I have been telling again and again that 110% the US CMA course is 100% worthwhile, provided you do it from Simandhar Education. The reason is we have a lot of corporate contacts, right? And that is one of the reason is we are able to place the students. To be honest, US CMA job market is not like CPA where you get plenty of jobs. And I want to be very brutal and honest on this particular front. Do not want to misguide you here, right? The US CMA's market is not like CPA's market is. So that's where we are talking about that. If you are enrolled with Simandhar, definitely we kind of place you because of our huge corporate connects. But then if you're doing with other institutes and all, and if you're doing a self-study and all, and then coming back to us, like, then it becomes a very difficult challenge for us to kind of place you. And also if you're looking for a job opportunity, because US CMA cannot practice in India, like the US CPAs can do a practice in India, US CMA cannot do practice in India. And that's why it is important that they will look out for jobs. And for jobs, it is important that you join in an institute which kind of helps you in getting that job. And we are having a lot of tie-ups with various corporates and all. And that's why we kind of give that assurance to our students that when they pass the US CMA, they can easily get a job. Now, second thing is, does US CMA make sense? See, because it's very important to have that just with a BCom, right? You cannot go to a CFO level. So with a professional qualification, the things are very easy, because if you have a professional qualification, you can easily navigate to a higher end. And that's where I would say it's better to have a professional qualification like US CMA, because CMAs are recognized globally. And that's one of the advantage what you have with the US CMA qualification. So people who are very much afraid of accounting and who are just starting off their career, who are just done with BCom and all, and they don't have certain eligibility requirement, like they are from BSc or somewhere background and all, I would suggest to start off with a CMA and then move on to a CPA, right? And because CPA is little exhaustive, because they have 4 sections and CMA have only 2 subjects, CPA have 4 subjects. So it's not a bad start to start off with CMA and then move on to CPA, right? So that is where I would say that in that way, it makes sense to do that particular thing. And people who are not from a very strong accounting background also, I would say that CMA is better. Now, one question which have come through in the YouTube channel, now I'm going through, right? What are the profiles which comes in after you pass a CPA or a CMA? Now, this is a very, very important question. Now, when you pass a CPA, you can be working in audit, you can work in tax, you can work in transaction advisory, like a mergers or acquisitions or valuations profile. So these are the options which you get when you pass and when you are kind of qualified US CPA. So these are the options you will get in the profiles which you will be majorly working with. I have seen a lot of the people working in tax and audit, because that are the majority of the jobs are created there itself, right? Then comes the second important thing is, what about US CMA? So after US CMA, when you get in, what are the profiles you get into? Majorly, they go into the financial planning and analysis, FP&A, costing, cost management, internal FP&A. So these are the profiles. So people who want to navigate to CFO position and all, I would say a US CMA works out to be a better choice, because they are the ones who are working on the managerial accounting as perspective. So normally you will see CMAs getting in sometimes into US tax also, because the companies hire them and then they sponsor them for CPA, right? So you might have seen some of these Simandhar CMA candidates going into certain big fours and all, and then doing a audit and a tax role, because the big fours kind of actually takes you see, for a big four, a BCom plus CMA is a better than hiring a BCom, right? So they normally pay a US CMA fresher salary would be around 6.5 to 7 lakhs per annum, right? And for a CPA, the salary would be 8.5 to 10 lakhs per annum. I know some of the institutes have spoken about 10 lakhs package and all for CPA, but again, it depends on select basis. It's not like every student would get, or every professional would get 10 lakhs per annum as a fresher salary for a CPA. I would say that 8 lakhs to 8.5 lakhs, that's the starting salary for a CPA fresher, right? So whether you be a CA or a chartered accountant or whatever, right, your fresher salary would be around 8.5 to 10 lakhs per annum. So that is a thing which we are talking about. Okay. So I'll take up some questions and take a break here, right? Anuya, if you can unmute Karthik there, who have raised a hand. Yes, Karthik, please go ahead. Anuya or Zaki, please unmute Karthik there. So guys, we have a lot of time. Please be patient enough. We'll answer each and every question there. Thank you so much. Yes, Karthik. Zaki, can you unmute Karthik there? Karthik, you're unmuted. Can you please go ahead? Or Zaki, can we go on to Sripal there? Shashi, please go ahead. Arvind.
Hi, Sripal.
Yeah, Arvind, go ahead.
Sripal, I'm from Chennai actually. So I'm from a commerce background. I still didn't finish my BCom yet, but through placements, I'm working in a company here in Chennai. Okay. So I just want to know that. How challenging it would be for me to prepare for CPA exam while I'm working for 8 hours job.
See, Arvind, to be honest, we had a lot of people who are working professionals in Simandhar and have passed the CPA exam. The reason is very simple. This is not like a chartered accountancy exam, right, Arvind? In CA, if you see that there are 20-25 subjects. In CPA, that is not the case. There are only 4 subjects in CPA. So this course is basically very much achievable for a working professional or a corporate professional because there are only limited subjects, limited content, not much of a harassment, to be honest, right? So Arvind, I don't think so that you should take more than 12 months to complete a CPA qualification. That is an average time is what I'm talking about, right? Quarterly 1 section, 3 months, 1 section, and overall in 12 months, you should be able to finish off all the 4 sections. And I'm assuming that you would be spending around 2 to 3 hours per day. I think that's the minimum time you would need to take out in a day. Right, on a weekend you can take around 4.5 hours, Saturdays and Sundays. But what I'm telling is you should not start off with 3-4 hours straight away from day one, Arvind, because it will not happen. What I'm talking about is from day, you just take out 30-35 minutes starting there, because it's a very big thing for us to start off a course and straight away tell them to study for 4-5 hours from the day one. It doesn't work like that. So you will need to go slowly and steadily, start off with 40-45 minutes, and then take to 1 hour, then 2 hours, and then 3 hours. Slowly you will have to increase the time. Straight away, if you go in with 8 hours, 9 hours, aaj main 15 ghante pad lunga, it will not work out. That is what I meant to say, Arvind. So go up slowly and steadily and then kind of take it around. Makes sense. So overall, we are talking about 2 hours, 1.5 to 2 hours per day, and on a weekend, 4 to 4.5 hours, and you should be done with CPA.
So you are telling me that in 12 months, I would be, I can finish CPA in 12 months. Are you saying that I may clear the exam in 12 months, or I will be, the portions will be completed in 12 months? What did you mean?
See, our thing is already we have recorded, we have live classes and all. So not many students would wait for live classes to start. They can go in with recorded and they can start studying and they will pass the exam. So that is one of the advantages when you have the accesses to live and recording both, right? But when you ask us that live classes, Sripal, when does it go into? So that goes into till what? Every year we have around 8 months of live classes there. So that's how the schedule is. And every time we have a new batch in 1.5 months. So even if you miss any of the batches, you can join the another batch, and all those things are there. But what I am talking about, Arvind, is if you take out 1.5 to 2 hours, provided you was recorded or you go with live or whatever, right? You should be able to pass the CPA exam within the time span of 12 months. That is the thing what I'm talking about. Make sense?
Oh, yeah, Sripal, but I can't attend live classes, right? Because I'm already working here. So
that's why you have access to recorded, right? So if you miss any of the classes, you can watch the recorded. And Saturday and Sunday, I'm assuming that you will have a holiday. Our classes are only on weekends. They are not on weekdays. So I understand that you can still attend those classes.
Yeah, Sripal, yeah. Okay, Sripal, that's all from my side. Thank you.
There are 10,000 reasons of not doing the course, and I have 1 lakh reasons for doing the course, Arvind. It's up to us, right? So there will be a lot of things which will boil down. So I have not seen a CFO or a leadership position just being a BCom, Arvind. It is important to have a professional qualification. You do with Simandhar or any institute, it doesn't matter. What is important is you will have to do the professional qualification today or tomorrow. So my suggestion is, why don't you start off today itself and take that conscious decision and prepare for the exam? Make sense?
Yes, Sripal, 100%, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Tushar, go ahead. Zaki, can you just unmute Tushar there? Zaki, can you just unmute Tushar there? Or Anya, can you just me the admin, because it is taking a lot of time. Yes, Tushar, go ahead.
Sir, my employer is sponsoring CPA course with 4 years of lock-in. Should I take or do it self-finance?
So see, when employer sponsors for CPA, they come with certain conditions like you will need to sign a bond or something like that. You will not, you cannot leave the firm and all. So if you're fine with that, and if you're having a financial crisis and all those things, Tushar, I would suggest that you can go in kind of and going for that sponsoring and all. But in case if you do not have a financial constraints and all, then why don't you go on a standalone? Because then that gives you freedom to join in any company which you want after passing CPA, Tushar. So that is where I would suggest you. Does it make sense?
Sir, I am currently working in US taxation and my package is 4.5. So if I clear the US CPA qualification, what is the package? Base package?
Double, 100% return.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Make sense?
Okay.
Yes. So Tushar, you didn't ask me, sir, how did you come to know that they would give 8.5 or 9 lakhs? Because see, when these guys tell, right, people like me or anyone, your package itna hai, 8 lakh hai, 9 lakh hai. Tushar, I'll tell you the reason, because they need to do an industry correction, right? अब जैसे आप देखते हो चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट का तुषार द सैलरी इज अराउंड 9 lakhs 9.5 lakhs. द सेम वे सीपीए की सैलरी भी उस पार पे लाना बहुत जरूरी है, बिकॉज दे आर वर्किंग इन द सेम इंडस्ट्री तुषार, and that's why the salary ranges are at around 8.5 to 10 lakhs per annum. Are you getting it? So normally when you pass CPA, you tend to into 8.5 to 9. And when you pass an enroll agent, which is a US tax, you tend to go into 6.5 to 7 lakhs. So that is what it is. Okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
Mannat Agarwal, can you just go ahead, Mannat?
Yes, I had a question regarding this online facilities where we do have. Okay, so apart from the educational values USCM and CPA provides, do online lectures really help in making some real nice contacts? Because contacts are also important other than degrees. One person has to survive, and to go ahead, to move ahead in the right direction, we need some great contacts too. So does it help the online lectures?
Okay, so Mannat, are you telling that what is the importance of online lectures or what? I didn't.
No, actually, I am more of biased towards the offline facilities. Okay, from classroom studies, to meet new people, to make people my friends, and to get into that shape.
Okay, so Mannat, just for your information, we have the highest corporate network, right? Being online, so we do not have a single office, right? A single branch anywhere outside Hyderabad. And we have the highest corporate contacts. I mean, there are people who are not from Simandhar, I placed them. There are people not from, they have not done a course from here and we have placed them. So it's not that networking only happens when it is offline. I think I do not agree with that, because we are a live example for it. When it was pandemic, I called all the corporate leaders. You can go through YouTube. We called Reliance CFO, we called SAP CFO, we called so many heads. Right? Networking is more about the skill, more about the talent, not about the location. Geographical location do not matter for a networking to be done. You can see in our Telegram groups, right? We have so many students. I don't know if you watch us closely on LinkedIn. There are students who are all doing live online classes and they tag their friends, right? Because they make their study buddies through online, through groups and all. Because if you're in offline, you cannot make a study buddy and every day you cannot hang out with him or something like that. You will only come on a Saturday and Sunday, attend the class and go off, right? And even if you miss any of the classes, you can't even watch the recorded. So there are a lot of advantages of online. I can imagine if you're a student or a school-going student, offline classes make sense, but a working professional, but a student like you, right, on a graduated and all, people really don't have time, Mannat. People want to do faster. This generation is not just waiting for to attend physical classes, go in there, travel around, 1 साल तक करो course. आजकल time उतना है नहीं, Mannat. That is the problem. People want to achieve things faster. That's why they are going in for online live classes. जल्दी attend करते हैं, recorded करके job मिल जाता है. आप networking वो company में भी join कर सकते हैं, right? So what I'm telling is networking can be done anywhere, any place, anytime, right? What suits for us is basically CPA course is just 4 subjects. So I don't think so it should take more than 8 months or 7 months. So why do you require an offline class for that matter when you're teaching very well online, when your students are scoring 99 and 98? So I don't find a reason why you should do an offline one, right? Second important reason is in case if you miss any of the classes in physical classes, you just can't attend it again, right? So that is there. With online, you have the recorded and you can always watch anytime, anywhere. Makes sense, Mannat?
Yes, it does make sense. Thank you.
And Mannat, if you see our live online classes also, they are not studio-based classes. They are all live interactive classes getting recorded. ऐसा नहीं है कोई बंदा studio पे बैठा है और कोई interaction नहीं हो रहा है, कुछ नहीं हो रहा है. Getting it, Mannat, it's very, very good. And that is the reason, Mannat, we are having 90% success rate, right? मतलब अगर 100 बच्चे लिखते हैं सिमंदर में 90-95 लोग पास होते हैं. Why? Because what we are doing is very different from the edutech companies. तो वो लोग क्या करते हैं, प्रोडक्ट दे देते हैं और आपको पढ़ो बोलते हैं. ऐसे सिमंदर में नहीं होता है. सिमंदर में there are study groups, there is a faculty keep answering 24/7, they keep asking doubts. End of the day, a student wants their doubts are to be clarified. Physical classes में तो faculty पढ़ाने के बाद you go off. Where do you catch that faculty then, Manat? Again, you need to wait for another week. But online में ऐसे नहीं होता. Telegram में दनादन question डाल सकते हो. You can keep asking questions. People keep answering. तो आप continuously you can push. I hope you are getting the logic why I was doing this online since last 6 years. हमारे पास almost 300 to 400 alumni है. CPA and CMA के around 200-300. So you are closer to 1000 alumni now. So why am I doing like this is because you can easily network, you can easily complete the course. और है ही 4 सब्जेक्ट. दैट्स व्हाई अगर नेटवर्किंग करना है यार, आफ्टर पासिंग सी एवरी क्वार्टरली आई कम फॉर एन इवेंट. जैसे हम लोग हर टाइम हर क्वार्टर में एक जगह पे आते हैं और बड़ा इवेंट करते हैं और पूरे कॉर्पोरेट लीडर्स को बुलाते हैं. एंड वी डू दैट नेटवर्किंग इवेंट्स बिकॉज नेटवर्किंग इंडिया में, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, आई एम नॉट बूस्टिंग अबाउट समंदर, नॉट बूस्टिंग अबाउट माई सेल्फ. आप पूरे इंडिया में जितने भी टॉप CFOs है यूएस कंपनीज में, एवरीवन नोज समंदर एजुकेशन एंड आई कैन बेट यू ऑन दैट. दैट्स द नेटवर्किंग वी हैव. You can just watch on LinkedIn, the corporate connects, the leaders. हम लोग कोई HR के साथ नहीं बैठते हैं मन्नत. We sit with the leaders. जैसे partners हो गए, CFO हो गए. आपने शायद लास्ट के 4-5 महीने के इवेंट्स नहीं देखे थे जो सिमंदर ने किए थे, जहाँ पे स्टैंडर्ड चार्टर्ड बैंक के हेड आए थे, रिलायंस के CFO आए थे. ये कोई मजाक नहीं है. इतने बड़े कंपनीज के CFO आना एक इवेंट में एंड ऑल एंड टॉकिंग टू एन एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशन. एंड टू बी ऑनेस्ट, and Simandhar Education is the only institute in India today who have been doing internship for CPA CMA candidate along with Infosys. मतलब Infosys के साथ एक joint certificate आपको मिल रहा है. ऐसी कौन सी कंपनी है, मतलब कौन सा एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूट है जो इंडिया की सेकंड लार्जेस्ट IT कंपनी के साथ एक जॉइंट सर्टिफिकेट कर रहा है इंटर्नशिप में, जहाँ पे समंदर और इन्फोसिस दोनों का लोगो आ रहा है. सो अगर मैं बोलना स्टार्ट करूं नेटवर्किंग के बारे में, टू बी ऑनेस्ट मन्नत, रात हो जाएगी. राइट, सो दैट इज हाउ आई वुड से. तो आप लिंक्डइन देखिए, you watch on website and all, you attend those physical events where I bring the leaders. आपको पता चल जाएगा कि networking is not such a big thing for us, right? What is important, Manat, is every day you take out time to study and pass this exam. And the institute, does it help you to clarify those doubts? Does it help you in evaluation? Does it help you in eligibility? Does it pass, helps you in placement and all after you pass? That are the questions which need to be addressed, and we are doing that all over. Makes sense?
All right, sir. Thank you. I got my answer.
Thank you, Manat. Yes, Rohit, go ahead. I've just unmuted you. Rohit, please go ahead. Rohit, please go ahead. Shashank, Rohit, Ame.
Hello.
Yeah, Shashank, go ahead.
Yes, Sripal. Actually, I had one doubt regarding that. Like, would CPA open the doors for core financial roles?
Yes, 100%. Why not, Shashank? So when you talk about core financial, is corporate finance, your consolidation, your balance sheet preparation and all, 100%. Why not CPA will not be done? Because उनका तो काम ही वही है. Assurance के साथ साथ financial accounting reporting, audit के साथ साथ FAR का subject भी है ही CPA में. So definitely industry में I would not misguide again, शशांक, की roles बहुत कम है. ऐसे नहीं है, देखो audit के roles बहुत ज्यादा रहते हैं, tax के roles बहुत ज्यादा रहते हैं, but core accounting के जैसे balance sheet preparation है, consolidation है, core financial subsidiary का accounting है, all these things in industry like IT where हम लोग जैसे Infosys और Wipro के साथ tied up है, so we can definitely kind of do that. I mean, if you are keen to work on those profiles, definitely I can place you in those profiles. That should not be a challenge, Shashank.
Sripal, I meant like in core financial roles in the investment field or something. Would it also open the doors over there?
Core financial investment roles, matlab kya? Like mergers and acquisition? Because I don't understand that. What do you, can you be a little clear? Are you looking for investment banking roles? That is what you meant?
Yeah,
okay.
Maybe like
so that are not financial roles, Shashank. That is more of a equity research and I would say more of an analytics role, right? I don't think so CPA would help in the equity research. A CFA would help there. See, just because CPA ka webinar kar raha hu, Shashank, I do not want to lie, right? I am being very honest and transparent in all my webinars. I don't think so equity research profile mein aapko milega CPA ke baad. That doesn't make sense, to be honest.
Sripal, I'm audible, Rohit this side.
Yes, Rohit, go ahead.
ओके श्रीपाल, एक्चुअली मैं मॉर्गेज डोमेन से, मॉर्गेज अंडरराइटिंग, और मैं सीपीए करना चाह रहा था, बट मेरा जो क्रेडिट स्कोर है, काउंसलर ने बताया कि वो नहीं बन पा रहा है 120, बिकॉज मेरा अकाउंटिंग और फाइनेंस बैकग्राउंड नहीं है। तो उन्होंने एक ब्रिज कोर्स बताया था, बट जैसे मैं लाइव सेशन सुन रहा हूँ आपका, आपने बताया कि सीएमए बेस्ट रहेगा अभी के लिए, क्योंकि अभी बैकग्राउंड नहीं है अकाउंटिंग और फाइनेंस का भी। तो सीएमए का थोड़ा डीपली समझाएंगे कैसे कर सकते हैं, और ब्रिज कोर्स अगर करना है तो सीएमए के लिए भी करना पड़ेगा?
नहीं, जरूरत नहीं है रोहित। सो फॉर सीएमए आपको ब्रिज कोर्स की जरूरत नहीं है, सीपीए के लिए ब्रिज कोर्स की जरूरत है। अब देखो, सीएमए और सीपीए में एक चीज है रोहित, सीएमए से जॉब श्योरिटी नॉर्मली इज नॉट दैट हाई लाइक व्हाट इट इज इन सीपीए रोहित। तो गिवन एन ऑप्शन, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि सीपीए आप जा सकते हो ब्रिज कोर्स के साथ, देन आई थिंक यू शुड गो इन फॉर सीपीए। अगर आपको लग रहा है ब्रिज कोर्स के साथ भी नहीं हो रहा है एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स, देन यू कैन गो इन विद सीएमए। बोथ आर इक्वली गुड, बट अपॉर्चुनिटीज वाइज आई वुड से सीपीए में थोड़ा एट पार है। अगर आपको थोड़ा, अगर आप मेहनत ज्यादा करते हो तो यू कैन गो इन फॉर सीपीए आल्सो।
यस सर, एक्चुअली सिंपल मुझे सीपीए में ही जाना है। एक्चुअली मॉर्गेज अंडरराइटिंग में हमारे सीपीए के काफी डॉक्यूमेंट्स आते हैं, एक्चुअली वो ही मैं स्टडी कर रहा था, उसी से मेरा सीपीए का माइंड सेट हुआ। सो मुझे सीपीए के लिए जो ब्रिज कोर्स करना है, तो उसके लिए प्रॉपर कौन सा सब्जेक्ट लेना पड़ेगा, कौन सा कोर्स करना पड़ेगा? एक्चुअली काउंसिल ने सिर्फ पीजीडीएम बताया है कि करना है।
करेक्ट। तो जो ब्रिज कोर्स हम लोग वो सजेस्ट करेंगे रोहित, तो दैट इज नथिंग बट कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री। वो कंटेंट पूरा मैंने ही बनाया, करिकुलम एंड ऑल। यू डोंट नीड टू स्टडी एनीथिंग एडिशनल। तो वो सिर्फ कोर्स के लिए है, दैट्स ऑल, और कुछ नहीं है। ठीक है, वो सिर्फ क्रेडिट्स लाने के लिए है रोहित। तो ऐसा कुछ आप वो मत समझना कि कोई बहुत बड़ा कोर्स है एंड ऑल। जो आपने वहां पे पढ़ा है वो सेम रहेगा इधर भी सीपीए में। तो इट्स अ कॉम्प्लीमेंट्री टू सीपीए। आप यू आर नॉट स्टडिंग एनीथिंग एडिशनल is what I would suggest.
Last question. Actually, I will give some time to in this course. और actually अभी मैं recently married हुआ हूँ, अभी 2-3 month पहले। तो मेरे लिए मतलब ये एकदम न्यू लाइफ हो जाएगा कि एक स्टडी भी करना है, लाइफ भी देना। तो उसके लिए आप अभी अपॉर्चुनिटी सही रहेगा करना या गैप देना?
अरे रोहित, मैंने सिमंदर मेरी कोर्टशिप में फॉर्म किया था 5 साल पहले। तुम तो शादी भी कर लिए यार, और मैं तो 15-16 घंटे पढ़ता था राइट, जब मैं कर रहा था सिमंदर के लिए। एंड बिकॉज देखो, एक फैकल्टी को भी पढ़ाना है, बिकॉज अब ऐसे लोग बोलते हैं कि मैं पढ़ाता अच्छा हूँ राइट, आई डोंट नो एक्चुअली, बट जितना मार्केट में सुना है कि श्रीपाल टीचर्स वेल, बट एक टीचर को भी बहुत पढ़ने की जरूरत है, बहुत मेहनत करने की जरूरत है, बिकॉज वी हैव अ बिग टीम। आज 70 से 80 लोग काम करते हैं सिमंदर में राइट। दैट टाइम व्हेन वी फॉर्म, जब मैं हम लोग 15-16 घंटे काम करते थे, शादी के बाद भी हम लोग काम कर रहे थे। तो मैरिज इज नॉट एन एक्सक्यूज टू नॉट स्टडी, एक्चुअली इट्स एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू स्टडी ट्रिपल। और रोहित, मैं तो बोलूंगा कि वाइफ को भी बोलो पढ़ने के लिए। जितना आप पढ़ोगे उतना अच्छा है, उतना जॉब अपॉर्चुनिटी ज्यादा है, उतनी आपकी रेस्पेक्ट और रिकॉग्निशन ज्यादा है। समझ में आ रहा है? 1 हफ्ता हनीमून करने के बाद आके तो पढ़ना है ही रोहित।
तभी मैं आपके पास मतलब आपसे आपका वेबिनार अटेंड किया। इससे पहले भी मैंने 2-3 वेबिनार अटेंड किए हैं डिफरेंट इंस्टीट्यूट पे, और मैंने सबसे ज्यादा लिंक्डइन पे और मार्केट में जो स्टडी करा, आपका ही नाम आया था आगे। तभी मैंने आज का वेबिनार ऑन द स्पॉट देखा कि अभी लाइव चल रहा है, तो अभी एक्टिवेट कर लिया। थैंक यू।
डन रोहित, तो डोंट वरी, मैरिज कभी भी आपको अपॉर्चुनिटीज से कम नहीं करे, वो ज्यादा बढ़ाएगा ही। आपकी लेडी लक आपके साथ है। गो कॉन्फिडेंटली एंड पास द एग्जाम यार, नथिंग टू वरी।
Okay, thank you so much.
Hi Sripal, this is 𝗕𝗱𝗂𝗁𝗂𝗁. So actually I'm already cleared with my US CMA, and I'm into FP&A profile, and I like to go ahead in that way only. But how, I'm not so sure how CPA will help me out. I would like to do it, but how it will help me out in going ahead with CPA.
See, what happens is when you're a CFO, you should have a knowledge of technical accounting. You should have a knowledge of managerial accounting as well. Do you agree with that, Amay?
Yes.
Forget about what is there in the market, CPA karo, CMA karo, all those crap, you just take it out. Just think from an organization perspective. If you want to become a CFO, you should have a knowledge of IFRS. You should have a knowledge of accounting standards. You should have knowledge about taxation, audit. Along with that, you should also have knowledge of FP&A, because you should have the knowledge of business finance, because you should know what is your business revenues, what is your profit, what are your drivers, how can you reduce your cost, how can you optimize your revenue. So these are the metrics, right? So being a CFO, what do you think? You definitely an accounting knowledge is must, right? So CPA gives a comfort to an investor. If you're going to a bigger company, they would always like for a candidate to have a CPA and a CMA. Ideal candidate he would be, for me at least, because then he commands the knowledge of accounting as well as he commands the knowledge of costing as well. Makes sense, Amit?
Yes, yes. So in that case, I have just joined a company like 1 year or so. So will it be good time to join a CPA?
Oh,
Or
100%
should I wait?
Amit. No,
Okay.
you can straight away start because देखो आपने USCMA खत्म किया है. You have already covered USCMA 2 subjects and CPA. When you start off, your 2 subjects are similar in CPA. Like BEC is similar to USCMA Part 2 and FAR is similar to USCMA Part 1. Right. So already you have completed 2 subjects, I would say. So straight away start off with CPA. I think you should be able to complete in first attempt. So there are a lot of my candidates who have CMA and CPA and are placed very nicely at 10.5, 11.5 lakhs per annum.
Okay, that's it from my end. Thanks a lot.
So you can check Money Venkatesh also on LinkedIn, right? He's placed at 10.5 lakhs. He's the US CMA and US CPA from Simandhar Education. So you can just get in touch with him on LinkedIn as well. Money Venkatesh.
Okay, sure. Thanks a lot.
Yes, Karan Setia, please go ahead. Karan. Just unmute Karan. Yes, Karan, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Like I have just started my US CMA journey and I will be completing it in the month of September, October. So after that, I'm like want to start with CPA. But the thing is, I am like having 4 years of experience in my family business, but I don't have any experience in US taxation. So it's better to do like CPA after completing US CMA without experience, or it's beneficial for me to do CPA
I think
after.
either ways it is fine, Karan, but you have started USCMA, you stick to USCMA for time being, right? But if you are not doing anything and sitting at home, then you can do CMA and CPA both. But if you are already working and all, then how will you take out time for both the courses? But अगर आप घर पे बैठे हो, then CMA plus CPA both भी कर सकते हो साथ में. There is nothing because both are 2 of the subjects are similar in CPA what we have in CMA. Getting it?
So no, sir. The thing is, like I will be giving part 1 exam in June and like part 2 exam in September. And after that, after completing my CMA, I will be like going for CPA.
Okay.
So the thing is, it's like I want to be like clarifying my doubt of having experience of 1 year experience. Then
that is not required, Karan. So that experience anyways is fine. 1 साल का कोई experience is not such a big experience. Getting it?
So like you are telling, if I'm a US CMA fresher and US CPA fresher, I will be getting like a good placement after that.
Good placement. You will get fantastic placement. अभी बताया ना मनी वेंकटेश को 10 लाख पे प्लेस हुआ है वो. So that's not a problem, Karan. ठीक है?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, Monica, please go ahead. Guys, you need to be a little fast. There are a lot of people who have raised hands actually. Yes, Monica, go ahead. Chetan, Syed, Aditya.
Hello.
Yes, Chetan, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. Like I'm currently working now. Like I've got 1 year of experience. I'm thinking to start a CMA, but everyone does that go with part 2 first and part 1 first. Like how about that? And what could be the salary range and all like after completing your CMA?
See, Chetan, what happens, right? Part 2 is little easier than part 1, and that's why a lot of the candidates suggest that you should go with part 2 for USCMA and then part 1. The reason is because part 2 is not so lengthy. It is easier. If you see part 1, you have external financial reporting, you have internal audit, you have technology and analytics. So part 1 is very detailed, to be honest. And that's why we suggest you to do part 2 first and then go ahead with part 1. Making sense, Chetan?
How about salary range and all like after completing it, like around like 2 years of experience with USCMA?
It should be around 9.5 to 10 lakhs per annum, Chetan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for helping out. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, Aditya, go ahead.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Aditya.
Sir, actually, I'm a working professional. I have completed my chartered accountancy 5 years back.
Okay.
Now I want to pursue this wonderful CPA course. I just want your guidance. Actually, what I have learned is the auditing batch has already started.
Okay.
And in totality, it will have around 21 classes.
Okay.
So if I want to take the coaching of FAR first, all these 4 subjects, ये पैरेलली इनकी कोचिंग्स अवेलेबल होती है या एक खत्म होगा तभी दूसरा स्टार्ट होगा, देन थर्ड स्टार्ट होगा, देन फोर्थ स्टार्ट?
तो आदित्य, एक तो कैसा है, आप हमेशा रिकॉर्डेड देख सकते हो अगर आप लाइव नहीं देख सक रहे, बिकॉज देखो जो लाइव में हम लोग बात करेंगे वही रिकॉर्डिंग में भी रहेगा। इतना तो कुछ चेंज तो नहीं होगा कि हर बैच में कुछ अलग भाषा हम लोग यूज करेंगे। दैट इज द फर्स्ट थिंग। सेकेंड थिंग है, हर 1.5 महीने में एक बैच आते रहती है आदित्य, राइट? और पैरेलली 2 बैचेस स्टार्ट होते हैं, लाइक फार और अभी ऑडिट चल रहा है, राइट? नेक्स्ट आएगा आपका बीसी एंड ऑल, एंड नॉर्मली फार आता है अगस्त अराउंड टाइम पे, जुलाई और जुलाई एंड में अगस्त एंड। सो बहुत सारे कैंडिडेट ऐसा नहीं करते, अरे यार जब फार स्टार्ट होगा तब मैं सीपीए स्टार्ट करूंगा। दे गो विद द रिकॉर्डिंग और उनके डाउट्स जो रहते हैं वो लोग ग्रुप में डाल देते हैं, और व्हेनेवर लाइव क्लासेस स्टार्ट दे जॉइन द लाइव क्लासेस आल्सो। क्योंकि यहाँ पे ये इंस्टीट्यूट में ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग लाइव देते हैं तो आपको रिकॉर्डिंग नहीं देंगे ऑनलाइन क्लासेस, सो दे गेट बोथ द फैसिलिटी। So they can watch the live, they can attend the live, and they can get the access to the recording as well.
Sir, आपके experience के accordingly, which subject should we go first? What should be the chronology?
Any subject आदित्य जहाँ आप stronger हो, मतलब जैसे आप 5 साल कहाँ पे काम किए हो, suppose
Sir, I am into practice. Yeah.
So you start off with audit first, I mean FAR first, right? तो FAR आपका सबसे पहला सब्जेक्ट रहना चाहिए। But the problem is आप 5 साल से बुक टच नहीं किए हो, या प्रैक्टिस में थे तो हार्डली आप पढ़े भी होंगे आदित्य आप सीए बनने के बाद। सो व्हाट आई वुड सजेस्ट इज टू स्टार्ट ऑफ विद द इजीयर सेक्शन लाइक बीईसी, राइट? बीईसी बहुत इजी है एंड इट गेट्स कंप्लीटेड फास्टर, और आपने बुक खोला नहीं इतने टाइम से, तो एक इजी सब्जेक्ट लगाने से क्या होता है, कॉन्फिडेंस जल्दी आ जाता है पास होने के बाद, राइट? फिर आप एक टफर सब्जेक्ट जैसे फार स्टार्ट कर सकते हो। तो बीईसी, फार, ऑडिट, रेक, दिस कैन बी द ऑर्डर ऑफ द फॉर यू आदित्य, इफ इट मेक्स सेंस टू यू।
Okay, sir. Sir, in how much time can it start? I mean, I want to start it immediately.
फटाफट स्टार्ट करो, 7-8 महीने में खत्म कर दोगे आदित्य, ऑलरेडी अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट। आई डोंट थिंक सो इतना ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा आपके पास में।
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
टेक केयर आदित्य। Yes, Monica, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, sir. I just have a query. Like, I've done my company secretaryship course, like for the executive. So, how long it takes to complete for my internship again?
What internship? I didn't get it.
Like for CPA internship.
No, CPA there is no internship requirement. That is the Simandhar provides, because for the people who can't afford the course and all. So once they join Simandhar, we kind of help them with internships whenever they are available. Getting it, Monica? There is no internship requirement in the course itself. That I spoke to CPA firms because a lot of the people can't afford the fees. So I spoke to the firms and why don't you take these guys for interns and pay them 30,000-35,000 per month? So Monica, if they work for 6 months also, they recover their entire exam fees, right? So that was one of the initiatives I took last year. And that's everywhere it is now being followed by a lot of the institute. But nevertheless, it's good for us, right? Now people who can't afford, at least they can join the internships and all, and they can recover that. Making sense? Because there is no requirement in the course to do any internship like we have in CS, and ICPA.
Okay. Got it. And moreover, like I'm just married, so at present I'm in the Bangalore. So if I get registered, one paper I'll be writing in a Bangalore. So the rest of the papers, if I go to other states, if I go to US, like can I go ahead and write my exams in the US?
Yes. You can write the exam in US. You can write the 2 exams. You can write in US, or 3 exams and 1 exam here in India. So you can always do that combination. That's not a problem, Monica.
Okay, so even though I'm registered under Bangalore, this one, even I can write exams.
Yeah, you can write. That is uniform CPA examination. Wherever you want, you can write the exam.
Okay, so I'll get a placement also from US companies only, or by that.
So in US, Monica, to be honest, I know a lot of the institutes have started this all crap. You get the opportunities in US, immediately you will get a job in US. To be honest, मेरा एक problem है, Monica. I will be very, very honest and transparent whenever I am talking. देखो ऐसा रहता, अगर यूएस में जॉब मिल रहा है मोनिका, तो पूरी इंडिया जॉब कर लेते, पूरी इंडिया सीपीए कर लेती, और कल के कल पूरे लोग यूएस में चले जाते थे। ऐसा होता नहीं है, बिकॉज यूएस, गोइंग टू यूएस इज मोर ऑफ अ इमिग्रेशन एंड वीजा रिक्वायरमेंट, राइट? नथिंग टू डू विद योर क्वालिफिकेशन, डजंट हेल्प यू इन मोबिलिटी. I repeat again for everyone who is there in the today's session, so that you can stop those people who are getting misguided by other institutes, right? So US or Canada में job मिलता है only based on a valid visa. If you have a valid visa of that country, Monica, then I can place you. But if you don't have a visa, I can't place you, right? So there is a visa requirement. You need to write IELTS exam. There are a lot of those things which you need to do when you want to move into US. But after having a CPA and then you are in US, definitely it makes a good chance, but it doesn't help you to move to US. Am I making sense? Everyone
Okay.
here who listening to me on the participant, just confirm this. What I repeat it again, right? CPA cannot help you to move to US. Once you are in US, you can get a job with CPA. Attendees, are you able to follow that?
Hello.
If you are a CPA, it cannot help you to move to US. So no
Hello.
degree on this planet can make you move to another country. नहीं तो पूरी इंडिया ये कोर्स कर लेते. It's a very common sense, right? तो ऐसा होता नहीं है मोनिका. So once you are in US, you have a valid work permit or something, I can use my corporate connects and I can place you, or I mean my team can place you. That is 100% guarantee I can take. But you will need to have a valid visa for that.
Okay, but I'll be like
Hello.
moving on based on dependent this one. So is the separate visa I have to
नहीं,
apply
dependent
for
के
this?
बाद मोनिका क्या होता है? You will have a EAD which is known as. तो EAD में you can work, right? So that's not a problem.
Okay. So that
आपके husband को मोनिका, your husband would get an I-120 or something, I-20 or something like that. एक वो रहता है. तो once he gets those all requirements done in, so you get your valid EAD, right? Which is your work. So US allows you to work. एक बार वो EAD आता है, then you contact us, we can place you. That is okay.
And moreover, I was like well aware with the Companies Act 2013 because basically I deal with the company law and I'm a working professional too. So is it easy to clear the CPA? Because this is all with regarding to auditing and accounting. I have a little idea about taxation.
There is no doubt about it. You can finish off very easily. There is no doubt about it. Okay.
Thanks, sir.
अंदर से हो तो देखो ना यार, ध्रुव को 99 आए हैं, आपको 100 आ जाएंगे और क्या. ठीक है.
Okay. Okay, sir. That's it. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Tushar, Syed.
Hello.
Yes, Tushar, go ahead.
Sir, you are rightly explaining about the foreign job opportunity. One coaching has keeping in this ad that after becoming US CPA, we can get CPA Canada as a MOU. There is a MOU between the two institute and get job in Canada. Is this real or it is only marketing tactics?
Again, unfortunately, Tushar, I'm so sorry. That is also marketing. तो देखो कैसा होता है, ऐसा रहेगा तो फिर सब लोग क्या करेंगे, कनाडा मूव हो जाएंगे. सेकंड थिंग, कनाडा मूव होने के लिए ना तुषार, यू विल नीड टू राइट एन IELTS एग्जाम. एक एक्सप्रेस एंट्री वीजा रहता है उसका, तो वीजा के रिक्वायरमेंट्स अलग है. और CPA कनाडा डेफिनेटली इज रिकॉग्नाइज्ड, बट पहले आप कनाडा में रहना चाहिए, राइट? So it will not help you to move to Canada. Again, participants, attendees who are listening to me here, a very good question by Tushar. And who all are listening there, please reply there with yes there in the attendees window. Am I making sense again here? CPA US or CPA Canada cannot help you to move to US or Canada. Once you are in US or Canada, the degrees are very, very useful. Getting it? So it cannot move you. कोई भी degree में वो ability नहीं है कि they can move you to Canada or US, Tushar. So you might get a reverse MOU में, you might get a Canadian CPA. That also you should have 2 years of work experience and you should be a licensed US CPA, Tushar. तब ये होगा, तभी actually you can move, you can get a MOU also. ठीक है? And you should write all the exams in India. You cannot write the exams in Canada. So once you do it, then you need to go for an IELTS exam, write IELTS exam, move to Canada for a master's. Along with master's, you can get a job through CPA in Canada. That is the model you need to adopt, Tushar. Am I a little fast or is it clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is clear.
Makes sense? Okay. Thank you. Yes, Syed.
Sir, I'm a CS executive student.
Hello.
Yes, Syed.
Yeah, I have cleared my CS executive back in 2018. And last 4 attempts, means almost 3 years, I have given 4 attempts and I'm unable to complete. So I'm very low on confidence. So from that point of view, I'm very skeptical of taking this CPA course. I am not aware what kind of questions are there. I have been constantly going through the YouTube videos. That is my one thing for doing CPA, what I have to unlearn from my experience. And second, today evening, just I saw a webinar conducted by you. There it was given that the passport is mandatory to sit in CPA exam. So that is my second question. And finally, in future, on a long-term basis, in say 10 years down the line, I want to go for a financial consultation career. So will CPA help me on that? And the fourth question is, as a bridge course, since I have say 90 or 120 credits in due to my graduation from Delhi University, there I have 120 credits. And due to my CS executive and my graduation, I have ICSI have this one MOU with IGNO. There I can get the MCOM degree by just appearing for 4 papers. Is that a correct choice? So these are my 4 questions.
बहुत अच्छे क्वेश्चन है सैयद. पहले क्वेश्चन है कि like can I pass the exam? Passing of the exam requires efforts, required dedication, required discipline. People like me work 17-18 hours. You can study 17-18 hours and no thing on this planet can stop you from passing the exam. You must ask the question, did you do everything to pass the exam or not? You can tell, sir, मैं 10 घंटे पढ़ा था, still मैं pass नहीं हूँ. But my question is, did you put everything in it, right? जैसे आप डूब रहे हैं जब सैयद, तो डूबने के टाइम पे आप हर वो कोशिश करेंगे ऊपर आने के लिए. Making sense? नहीं तो आप मर जाएंगे. So did you do that 100% effort or not? अगर जब तक आपने नहीं किया है, तब तक आप कौन सा भी कोर्स करो, you will not have a problem because you haven't done your 100%. So you do your 100% and still if you fail, then I think we should accept gracefully that we are not fit for this course. But till you haven't tried 100%, Syed, I think that is not a right way to tell that I can't do this course because everything is achievable today. And आजकल तो लोग 4-4 कोर्स करते हैं सैयद. अभी देखो ना यार, ये ध्रुव को, ये भी सिर्फ CA इंटर है and ये पास 99-98 ला रहा है बच्चा. तो अपन तो आराम से ला सकते हैं सैयद. It's just that we are not putting enough efforts. So if you put enough efforts, you will pass the exam. That is your question number 1. Question number 2, passport is mandatory. 100% the passport is mandatory. You cannot sit for the CPA exam without a valid passport. You can sit for the CMA exam, but not for the CPA exam. में passport is a mandatory requirement. ठीक है? Third, आपका bridge course है, तो bridge course में definitely we have a bridge course and all those eligibility requirements. Syed, I think the team is there. You are eligible. You don't need to worry because you have a CS background. आपके पास ऑलरेडी कंपनी सेक्रेटरी का बैकग्राउंड है, तो थोड़ा बहुत आपको सब्जेक्ट का नॉलेज भी है. एंड सीपीए उतना टफ एग्जाम नहीं है बिकॉज ये सीएस के जैसा नहीं है 15-16 सब्जेक्ट्स. देयर आर ओनली 4 सब्जेक्ट्स इन सीपीए सैयद. तो 4 सब्जेक्ट तो आप आराम से पढ़ लोगे, अनलाइक 17-16 सब्जेक्ट्स इन कंपनी सेक्रेटरी. देन यू हैव सीएस फाउंडेशन, सीएस एग्जीक्यूटिव, सीएस प्रोफेशनल, तो फिर बाद में इंटर्नशिप, तो बहुत सारा टाइम जाता है सैयद. तो आई थिंक इन दैट वे सीपीए इज अ बेटर क्वालिफिकेशन, आई वुड से सैयद. ठीक है.
Okay, and sir, one question out of that was give for future means 10 years down the line.
Consultation, Syed, I don't know. I don't think so. I have right knowledge to give that opinion, but I've not seen anyone to give financial consultation. I think CFP is a good course. Again, I'm telling you, just because मैं CPA कर रहा हूँ तो मैं आपको CPA बोलो करो बोल के, that's not the way I talk. Okay. तो अगर आप फाइनेंशियल कंसल्टेशन में जाना चाह रहे हो तो CFP बहुत अच्छा कोर्स है, सर्टिफाइड फाइनेंशियल प्लानर. उसकी हम लोग ट्रेनिंग देते नहीं है, बट आप गूगल पे चेक कर सकते हो CFP कोर्स. दैट कैन गुड कोर्स टू गिव यू फॉर फाइनेंशियल कंसल्टेशन. कौन सा इंश्योरेंस लेना चाहिए, मोर ऑफ अ फाइनेंशियल प्लानर कोर्स है वो. तो CPA के बाद आप वो कोर्स कर सकते हो बाद में. ठीक है.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Sripal, I have one doubt. Like actually, if you have like some good amount of knowledge in core finance, but like in accounting you have some limited amount of knowledge. So what's the thing for clearing CPA?
Nothing like that, Shashank. See, at organization level, they see the confidence more than the skills and all. Okay, so that should not be a problem. Okay.
Okay. Like I'm talking about a student perspective. Like we will be having some good knowledge in core finance, but not that amount of knowledge in accounting. So worried about the accounting part. So yeah.
No, that you don't worry, Shashank. That all you leave it up to us how we'll place you. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Amandeep has one question. Please elaborate about requirement for licensing after clearing CPA exam. I am a chartered accountant with 15 years of experience in tax and audit practice. Do we get exemption for training or do we need to put mandatory training hours? Amandeep, it is mandatory for each and every professional after passing CPA to go for a mandatory CP credit. Like आपको CA में भी exemption मिलता है क्या अमन? I've never seen that you will get any exemption in chartered accountancy also. CP credit तो आपको करना ही पड़ता है ICI में जाके अमन. So the same way it works out for CPA also. तो but वो credits बहुत कम है. So don't worry on that particular front. Okay. Next, yes, Vignesh, go ahead, Vignesh. Vignesh Argula. Abhishek Jaiswal, yes.
Hello.
Yes, Vignesh, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Vignesh here.
Yeah, Vignesh.
So actually, I just wanted to know about the opportunities for US CPA in India and also in abroad. Do you have any opportunities when you compare with CMA or ACCA?
So yes, Vignesh, there are a lot of job opportunities. You can also visit LinkedIn page, LINK. Are you aware of LinkedIn?
Yeah,
right?
I'm aware of it.
Yes, so on LinkedIn, every now and then we keep placing people, right? And we are connected with all the top 50 accounting firms in the world. So we give guarantee placements in CPA. Do you understand by guarantee? Agar aap pass hone ke baad, if you're not getting placed, we will refund you your entire money. Okay, makes sense. So that is the job opportunity in CPA. In India, in US and all, it is based on more on skills. I've already covered that, right? You will need a valid visa and all those things for getting a placement in US. Makes sense.
Okay. I also have another question.
Yeah.
So actually, I'm from Hyderabad. If I want to approach the offline classes, and if I miss the offline classes, is it possible for me to watch the recorded classes?
Offline हम लोग provide करते ही नहीं है Vignesh. We provide live online classes and recorded classes. So there's nothing called as offline classes here. So you can.
There is an institute in Hyderabad, right?
Yes, yes. We do not. Yes, there is a branch there, right? So that is our head office. So that's more of a head office. We doesn't conduct any classes there at that center. Okay.
Okay, it's completely online, right? Live classes.
Yes, live online, and if you miss any of the classes, we can watch the recorded. देखो यार ऑफलाइन में क्या होता है विघ्नेश, आप 1-2 हफ्ते आओगे, 3rd हफ्ते से you can't travel, 4th हफ्ते से there is no attendance, 5th week से you will leave the course. It's better we do it online and we can keep at least sitting at home and finish off the qualification faster. ठीक है?
Okay, so also I have another question.
Yes.
I've recently completed BCom. I'm a working professional. So how do you suggest, what do you guide about how do I approach the exams? What should be the pattern? Like, should I approach the audit first or rec? What should be the pattern?
So start off with FAR first. FAR के बाद audit, then regulation, then BEC. Now if you want to start off with regulation first, then regulation first, BEC second, 3rd will be FAR, 4th will be audit. Right? Do not write the audit exam before FAR. That would be my suggestion, Vignesh. Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Abhishek. 𝗘𝗱𝗂𝗁𝗵𝗿, Shubham, Divyanshu.
Hello.
Yes, Satya.
Yeah. Hi, Sripal sir. Good evening. Sir, I joined the Simandhar Education in the month of Jain. I'm a CA qualified in 2016 and currently in audit practice. So main problem is with me is the consistency. So how we maintain that while focusing on the busy seasons, working and then.
So क्या होता है Satyarshi, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yes.
क्या होता है? During the busy season, you go with a easier subject like BEC. Off busy season, go with a tougher subject like FAR. ठीक है? तो अभी आपका busy season चल रहा है, BEC के start कर दो और साथ में पढ़ते रहो 1-2 घंटे. और जब busy season खत्म हो जाए तो FAR के साथ start कर लो 4-4, 5-5 घंटे. That is how you would need to balance. And that's how all our working professionals are passing the exams in Big Four, right? So they normally do with busy season, they go with the easier section. After busy season, they go for a tougher section. ठीक है?
Okay, sir. And then one more thing. आप पुणे कब आ रहे हो? जैसे मुंबई आके चले गए, पुणे नहीं है.
नहीं, एक्चुअली हम लोग जब मुंबई आए थे सत्यर्षि, दैट्स व्हाट आई सेड कि बहुत सारे पुणे स्टूडेंट्स भी आए थे वो मुंबई के इवेंट में. एंड आई थैंक देम आल्सो बिकॉज़ रिलायंस के सीएफओ थे, तो आपका नेटवर्किंग भी हो जाता सत्या. सो आई वुड हैव बीन ग्लैड इफ यू वुड हैव कम टू दैट मुंबई इवेंट, क्योंकि हम लोग सबसे मिले थे वो दिन. but we would plan out something in this year end, because right now I'm in US, right?
Oh,
तो
okay.
शायद थोड़ा time लगेगा. I'm trying to
Actually,
close out some deals here with certain universities in US. So whenever
right.
I'm back to India, I think we can do that. That should not be a problem.
Sure, sure. Because ये complain मेरा नहीं, मेरी wife की तरफ से.
नहीं, 100% Satya, we will 100% meet. That's not a problem. I hope you are enjoying the Simandhar classes and all, because
Yes,
there are a
yes,
lot
yes.
of people here in this session wanted to understand, is Simandhar a right choice or not, Satya? So now you are pursuing the course. You have not passed,
then-
so pursuing वाले का weightage ज़्यादा रहता है than a pass candidate, तो कैसे भी institute में गुनगान आएगा.
No. I'm pursuing the course, and I have the experience of one more classes or other institution as well. I joined that institution in 2019, and the thing is, मुझे बोलना नहीं चाहिए, but sometimes ऐसा लगता था कि मैं ही उसको पढ़ा दूं ऐसा. And he's from non-CA background, and he even don't know about the taxation and accounting, basic accounting thing. He just read out whatever mentioned in the Becker book. So Simandhar is like kind of no comparison with all those institutions that I can 110% say. And this is my 5th month with Simandhar Education.
Thank you so much, Satya. So
Yes.
I hope some of the people who are listening to this get some sort of confidence, right? But glad to listen to that feedback, Satya. So we'll definitely meet in Pune whenever I'm there. Thank you so much.
Sure. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night.
Hi, Sripal, sir.
Yeah, Shubham, go ahead.
Yeah, so we all know about, placement guaranteed and different, internship, but that Simandhar provided and helped a lot of, candidates once they pursue and clear the CPA. But how this, point is applicable for experience? Like I have, 8 years experience. I'm professional chartered accountant, and in R2R profile. So how does it applicable to me if I go for CPA, and specifically from Simandhar regarding a switch job is concerned and changing of
No,
profile?
Shubham. So we are doing that. So Shubham, हम लोग ने क्या किया? Experienced professionals के लिए we tied up with IT industry like Infosys, Wipro, TCS, Cognizant, Accenture, and I think R2R आपका Accenture में तो बहुत popular भी है शुभम. तो Genpact है, ये सब companies है, Invesco में भी है, World Bank में भी है. So we are helping around. जहाँ requirements है, once you pass around, we can shift you in those profiles also in those companies. That should not be a problem, Shubham. But एक ही problem रहेगा शुभम कि मैं आपको Big Four में नहीं डाल सकूंगा. Because you already have 8 years of experience. But if you are coming with an expectation that Simandhar will place you in Big Four, then that is misguiding you, and which I don't like that. Okay, so I want to be very honest upfront. I cannot place you in Big Four because you have already worked 8 years in industry. Then making a switch to Big Four, then you will have to start from the scratch, which is not right for your career as well. Okay.
And okay, I understand, and thanks, for this true answer. But if I am not concerning about Big Four, but if I'm concerning more about my profile change, let's say R2 taxation profile, can it be possible?
नहीं होगा. कैसे होगा शुभम? आप खुद सोचो, एक कंपनी में हो आप क्यों एक बंदे को लोगे जो R2R में 8 साल काम किया, वो टैक्स में क्यों लोगे? क्योंकि टैक्स से तो उसका रेलेवेंट है भी नहीं. देखो मैं तुम्हारे बोलने के लिए बोल सकता हूँ शुभम और एनरोल करा सकता हूँ, राइट? बट डज इट, but that's not right? That's not ethical way of counseling the student or a professional. आपको भी पता है, it's very common sense. If I am a company, why will I hire a person who have worked 8 years in FP&A in a taxation field? It really doesn't make sense, right, Shubham? So what you should be looking for, Shubham, is from the I would say from your R2R field, can you move to corporate finance? Can you move to mergers and acquisitions? Can you move to transaction advisory? That is your goal or achievement, I would say, Shubham. So CPA के बाद, that are the profiles you should target. Because I think somewhere you are not clear कि आपको कौन सा profile में जाना है, right? R2R आप leverage करके you can move into business finance and corporate finance role where you can go in for a CFO later.
Okay, so mergers and acquisition is possible, right?
Yes. मतलब core M&A में नहीं होगा, but starting के थोड़ा बहुत तो काम दे ही देंगे, right? So जब हम लोग M&A की बात करते हैं शुभम, यहाँ पे कोई mergers का कोई valuation वाला काम नहीं रहता है, वो पूरे documentation का ही काम रहता है, right? So what I'm telling is you can move more into an FP&A profile. So R2R से आप पूरा एक finance का picture देख सकोगे. अभी तो आप एक function, एक process देख रहे हो, record to receive का, right? You can see order to cash, P2P, all this entire overall 360 view of general ledger. ये पूरा आपको मिल जाएगा शुभम, which is very, very good for becoming a CFO in future. Getting it?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Sripal.
Okay. Yes,
Hi, Sripal. This is Abhishek over here.
Yeah, Abhishek. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sripal, I am just listening to you for the first time, and I was looking to pursue my CPA. Though I have completed my MBA in the year 2008 from Mumbai University, and my graduation in BCom honors from Calcutta University. Post that, I have done some business into hedge funds. Then I moved into treasury, and currently I'm working for almost 5 years, and overall experience is almost 13 years. So my question is about that. Since you are telling that for a package of 10 lakhs you would be getting for CPA is a better choice. But my question is that what if somebody has crossed that limit and they have moved above the ladder of around 20, 25, 30? So going ahead, will CPA will be helping me to take it ahead?
So Abhishek, what happens, right? होता क्या है? Entry level पे आपका qualification helps, right? And after that experience kind of takes the front end. So it would be wrong for me to tell कि आप CPA अभी करने से आपको जहाँ पे आपको 25 मिल रहे थे वहाँ आपको 35 मिल जाएंगे, because it doesn't make sense to me, right? Think from a corporate perspective. When I'm hiring you, Abhishek, I mean आपके qualification से will not have that much advantage than your experience has. अब जैसे मेरे को treasury में requirement है, and that person doesn't have a treasury experience at all, why will I hire him even if he's a CPA for that matter, right? So Abhishek, I think you have a very strong and great experience, and I think that is sufficient enough. But with a BCom, can you go to the leadership level? That is a question, Abhishek. So a degree in your thing can help you in going to the corporate designation, I would say, जहाँ पे आपको थोड़ा VP level, SVP level या promotion में, I think it can help you around, Abhishek, not in terms of compensation, I would say. Compensation is more with respect to the experience.
No, currently I am holding that profile of VP where I am working, but beyond that,
So which
because
company you are currently working with, Abhishek?
I am working with Time Technoplast Limited.
Correct. So is that a US firm or how is it like?
No, it's an Indian MNC, though they are having their manufacturing operations in US as well. But now the company has a different plan and they will be growing more into the domestic market. So
Then I think it doesn't make sense, right, Abhishek? Unfortunately, I don't think so. CPA will add value to your profile.
Okay.
Sorry to kind of hurt you on that. But
No,
देखो यार,
no,
मेरा खुद का एक enrollment जा रहा है ना अभिषेक, मेरे लिए भी disappointing है
yes.
कि आप नहीं करोगे. But फिर मैं झूठ कैसे बोलूं, आप बताओ मेरे को, because it really doesn't make any sense, right? You're focusing on domestic operation, you're working in an Indian company. How will a CPA help you?
This is again, I am working on a salary basis. So changing or switching to a different job, that it's never going to be a challenge for me, because the moment you will be getting any growth opportunity, you will definitely look for those opportunities. Correct. So in that way, I'm just trying to understand that how CPA is going to help me out. Though I'm handling the corporate finance.
Dicey, to be very honest, it's very dicey. After CPA, you should definitely switch the company. But कितने companies हैं ऐसे जो hire कर रहे VP level पे? That is what is the reality check you will need to do. देखो मैं अभी भी बोल सकता हूँ कि check कर लेंगे, कर देंगे, आप course कर लो. That is not the way I guide. That is my problem. ठीक है? तो आपको खुद को ही वो decision लेना पड़ेगा. That is your decision. My suggestion would be कि doing a degree will not add any harm to you, because कल दिन अगर कोई international company में जाना, because India में बहुत सारी US companies आ रहे हैं, right? An international degree always help than a local degree, because it's better to have a degree than to be just a BCom. ठीक है?
Okay. Thanks, Sripal, for your suggestion. Thanks.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Divyanshu. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir. I'm a qualified chartered accountant. Currently, I'm working in GenPact.
Okay.
I have a profile of R2R2, and currently my package is around 10 lakhs. So would you suggest for going for CPA, will it help me out?
100% यार CPA करके निकलो. R2R में कहाँ फंस गए दिव्यांशु तुम? GenPact में करके फटाफट ऑडिट में या टैक्स में जाओ, which is your core profile actually in Big Fours. So I would strongly suggest you to do a CPA and see that global exposure. 2-3 साल बाद वो Big Four भी आपको शायद बाहर भिजा दे, right? So in that way it would help. Now again I'm telling you, degree will not help you to move to US, but वो डिग्री के बाद Big Four से internal movement तो ले ही सकते हो. Deloitte की ऑफिस भी है US में, can keep hunting for that. and having a chartered accountancy is a good value add. R2R में उतना growth नहीं है दिव्यांशु, वही copy paste का काम रहेगा Excel का, ठीक है. So try to move around the profiles after the degree and tell the other recruiter कि देखो मैंने qualification भी कर लिया है, अब मेरे को core profile में जाना है, this R2R will not work for me. Are you in देखो कि फिर क्या होता क्या है R2R से फिर then you are specialized in that area only till next 10 years, which is exactly what you will not enjoy, because when you did chartered accountancy you always wanted to do some great good work, right?
Yes.
So that will not happen in this kind of profiles, ठीक है.
Okay sir. And जैसे आपने कहा कि जैसे पैकेज की स्टार्टिंग ही 10 lakhs होती है, बट आई एम ऑलरेडी एट 10 lakhs, तो
नहीं वो लोग देंगे आपको 12.5 तक देंगे अगर EY और Deloitte या कोई है, right? So they will take you to 20% jump, but आपको designation में कुछ भी improvement नहीं रहेगा, आप entry level designation पे ही रहोगे, but compensation में they will cut, ठीक है.
Okay, thank you, thanks a lot.
Okay, Mamta Sachdev Sahib Venkata Mail Dalia Babu. Okay.
Hello. Hi, Sripal.
Hi, Mamta. Go ahead.
So I have, heard many people, you have replied to many students, and some of my questions are little similar to them, but still I wanted to, raise it personally with you. So I have two main concerns. So I also have like more than 11 years of experience, and my education background is I'm BCom plus MBA finance. And for initial 8 years of my career was into banking. So initially I was into branch banking, and then I was into business analysis, and somehow now I got into a FP&A profile from last 2 years.
Okay.
And my you can say my career growth is little slower than maybe other people, so I'm still manager. And right now I was looking for a change of job, where I saw that many companies need CPA degree for FP&A profile if I'm looking for a senior manager role. So do you think that me doing a CPA would help me to grow? Because my package is around 11.43 as of now, and I'm working with MNC only.
So एक तो पैकेज कम है, और सेकंड डिग्री विल हेल्प यू, बिकॉज देखो FP&A से क्या होता है, पेप्सिको का बहुत अभी एक्सपेंशन हो रहा है. सो यू कैन मूव इनटू पेप्सिको, इन्वेस्को, इन्फोसिस, विप्रो, इन लोग सबकी बिजनेस फाइनेंस टीम, HP, DXC, तो बहुत मजेदार कंपनीज है जो FP&A इज अ वेरी हॉट केक करंटली इन द मार्केट. तो अगर एक डिग्री का उस पे एक टीका मिल जाएगा ना, देन इट विल बी अनबीटेबल. तो आई वुड सजेस्ट इन योर केस तो स्ट्रांगली रिकमेंड यू टू डू CPA एंड स्ट्रेट अवे स्टार्ट ऑफ विद टुमारो इटसेल्फ. अगर ज्यादा टाइम भी मत खोना, क्योंकि ऑलरेडी आप 8 साल के एक्सपीरियंस पे आ गए, कहीं 10-11 साल हो जाएंगे तो देन इट बिकम्स अ डिफिकल्ट.
So it's like more than 11 years already, Sripal. So FP&A का role is only 2 years experience. Other
2 साल के बाद कहीं और 2-3 साल एक्स्ट्रा हो गए FP&A में, then it becomes a difficult challenge. That's what I mean.
Okay. So my second question, so you think compensation wise and career growth wise also I should go for CPA, right?
Yes. आपको कॉम भी मिलेगा, क्योंकि you are going into relevant profile. ममता देखो दूसरे लोगों को मैंने इसलिए नहीं बोला है CPA के लिए, क्योंकि उन लोगों का प्रोफाइल इज irrelevant, तो कॉम्पनसेशन भी ज्यादा मिलेगा नहीं उनको. That's why I said them not to do CPA.
Okay. My second question is like currently I'm working. I know you most of your students are working professionals only, but as you initially said, like minimum requirement every day we have to do is like 2 to 3 years study time is required, and on weekends 4 to 5 hours. So honestly I'm little less confident about spending 2 to 3 years every day on working days. Weekend is mine, I can spend even more than 6 hours a day on Saturday and Sunday, but I'm really not sure about working days, so I thought maybe you can tell something on that how should we go about it. And I really want to do CPA because I have learned a lot from your institute from last 2-3 webinars. So any
ममता देखो, अब अगर आप स्वामी विवेकानंदा हो तो आपको आधे घंटे में पूरी बुक आ जाएगी, राइट? इट्स ऑल डिपेंड ऑन द क्वालिटी of what is your concentration levels, and also 2-3 hours तो मैं इसलिए इन लोगों को बोलता हूँ क्योंकि 3 घंटे में वो लोग 1 घंटा ही पढ़ेंगे, बाकी के 2 घंटे वो लोग टाइम पास करते हैं ताकि they have to come through, तो इसलिए एवरेज टाइम बोलते हैं. बट if you are productive enough, I think 1 hour also is sufficient every day. But हाँ, slowly and steadily as and when the exam is coming by, you might have to increase by 10x. ठीक है, so like 8-9 घंटे तो आपको पढ़ने ही पड़ेंगे 1 महीने पहले.
But I'm not into accounting experience at all from last 10 years. Like, so
हमारे पास basics of accounting classes and non-accounting students के लिए, तो you don't worry, the lectures are very good at Simandhar, so you do not need to worry on that.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Sripal. It was really useful, your feedback. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure, Mamta. Thank you so much.
Hello,
Zahid,
Sripal.
who's this?
Hello, Sripal. I'm Dalia Babu. Can I talk to you now?
Yes, Dalia, go ahead.
Yes, Sripal. My question is like, is it required any regular sequence for the exams, or you can take any one, FAR or auditing or BEC at any sequence?
You can take anything except for you should not take audit first before FAR, right? So do not take audit first. That is my humble suggestion.
And then is it required to repeat all the sessions if you if you are not able to clear one? Is it required to repeat all?
No. That's not like CA. So if you fail, you will need to write that exam only, not all the 4. Okay. But there is a timeline, Dalia. So it's like 18 months. Maybe you should complete all the 4 sections of CPA after you pass the first section. So suppose I've written the exam in January, I got the result in February. From January, you have 18 months of time to pass the other 3. If you do not pass within that timeline, you will need to write the sections which you have failed. Okay.
That's it. Okay then. Thank you, Sripal. Thanks.
Yes. Next.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Zaid, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening. Actually, I'm somebody with around 16 years experience in banking industry. Throughout 16 years, I'm working with bank, and qualification was like I'm BCom honors with MBA finance. So could you suggest me like if I do CMA or CPA, which one would be more suitable for me? Whether it's going to help me, get change industry basically.
So definitely yes. I mean, if you have, it's better to have a professional qualification than just being a BCom, right, Venkat? I mean, just a BCom, kaun se industry mein aap ja sakoge, that is a challenge, right? What one does is, if you have a degree, you can then demonstrate that you have been studying every day and all, and you want to go into a relevant profile. So definitely it will help you in switching the profile and switching the industry also, Venkat. So not a bad thing to do a course now. And I would say CPA is a better choice. Zahid, sorry. CPA is a better choice than CMA is what I would suggest, Zahid, at your age.
What I have heard you saying, because I'm already around more than 25 lakh package now.
नहीं वो पैकेज का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है जाहिद, मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि बीकॉम से जस्ट विद बीकॉम लीडरशिप लेवल पे जाना बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, राइट? अनक्वालिफाइड से अच्छा है कि क्वालिफिकेशन साथ में रहे, तो कल बोर्ड मीटिंग में गए तो भी थोड़ा बोल सकते हैं ना जाहिद भाई एक्चुअली सीपीए है तो उनकी बात की वैल्यू है, नहीं तो अपनी टीम वाले सुनेंगे कहाँ? आप मेरे को बताओ, एक्सपीरियंस के साथ साथ कॉम्पिटेंस भी
But I've heard you saying like at my level, like people will not give weightage to my prior experience. I'll have to start afresh, kind of. So which industry would probably?
It's a relevant experience. If you're moving into an industry, with a relevant experience, I don't think so that should be a problem, Zaid. But if you're going into a completely different profile or an industry, then it's a problem. Okay?
That's big for take people with like my kind of experience in banking.
They will not take Zaid.
And what about CMS, sir? Like, because time constraint wise, according to my work profile, like
I thought CMA would be easier for me. So Zahid, you can go with CMA, then later CPA. That's not a problem. But अगर आपको start करना है तो आप CMA के साथ भी जा सकते हो, because it's a easier qualification. तो थोड़ा जल्दी भी हो जाएगा, आपको confidence भी आ जाएगा. तो not a bad choice to go with CMA also. I am indifferent, Zahid. आप CMA करो या CPA करो, anything is fine. But I find that CPA is more value add to your profile of banking. क्योंकि कल कोई FSI इंडस्ट्री है यहाँ पे, तो CPA का क्या है, SEC compliances का काम बहुत रहता है. तो in that way it would help you around. ठीक है?
Hello, sir. I wanted to understand. I mean, I am an MBA finance and I have close to 7 years of work experience, right? And I have planned to do US CMA. Like I have been thinking doing US CMA from last 1 year, but I am not able to start. I took Becker's book, and I mean, I do not have much accounting knowledge. I mean, I passed out. It's more than 7-8 years I passed out, and then I've been working. Right. So I want to understand, like, if I enroll for USCMA, what about the basic accounting? I am little hesitant. Like, how will I be able to?
Okay, Neha, you don't need to worry. So is this Neha, right? If I'm not wrong, Neha.
Yeah.
Neha, we have basics of accounting classes for the people who are not from the accounting background. So lectures on the quality and all, you don't need to worry at all. ठीक है, आपका 8 साल MBA फाइनेंस में, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे बीकॉम अभी आप सुने हो राइट, जैसे अमूल्य आई थी एंड ऑल दोस पीपल, तो यहाँ पे जो बीकॉम है, एमकॉम है, MBA है, ऑल ऑफ देम आर पासिंग CPA बिकॉज वी हैव वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग लेक्चर्स. So we start off with basics of accounting for the people who are not from the accounting background. So you don't need to worry at all now. ठीक है?
Okay. Sure.
Hi sir.
Tension.
Okay.
Hi sir, I am Venkat.
Yes, Venkat.
Sir, I am currently studying BCom 3rd year. I'm gonna complete it by 2023 March, I think so. Then there is a evolution more like 2024 CPA
Hey, you
exam
don't need
changes.
to worry, Venkat. That are all very minimal changes and all. So that we will be covering up. Okay. So don't need to worry on the CPA evaluation, CPA 2024 changes and all that are not much to do with technology and all. So that we will be covering up. Okay.
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Yes.
Okay, so guys, we have more 10 minutes now, so we'll take up little faster.
Hello.
Roshan, please go ahead.
Yes. Sir, actually, I am a BTech background, and I'm working with SAP basically into finance technology. So I've been for over 7 years experience, and like I've been to many projects and all. So sooner or later, I'm basically moving to Europe. So in that case, is CMA a good option? Actually, I've already opted it, but I wanted to know like.
No, CMA is good, Roshan. So that should not be a problem at all. We have a branch in Germany also. So that should not be a problem.
Sir, but like means I can understand from finance from the SAP side, but from the real side, right, actual work, right? For that, will that course be a sufficient course to enable me into finance?
Yes. Definitely yes, because there is a domain knowledge. I don't think so that should be a problem, Roshan. So you will get the domain knowledge. So क्या होता क्या है, right, Roshan? What happens is, you have a functional knowledge and you have a technical knowledge in SAP, right? So normally what happens is, CMA would give you more of a functional knowledge here for you. So in that way, I think it would really help, Roshan. Should not be a problem for you. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Hello, sir. Hello.
Talk to ICWAI, Roshan. So that is also
Hello.
ICAEW. If you are chartered accountant of England and Wales, try to see that if you can acquire that. I think there is a disturbance in the computer.
I think someone else is also speaking at the same time.
Okay. Cool. Alok, yes, go ahead, Alok.
Hello. Yeah, sir. Actually, I have completed my CA into first group, and I'm currently doing articleship, and I've I've given my second attempts for like 4 to 5 attempts. I've given that, but actually haven't cleared it. So I just wanted to switch the options between ACC and CPS. I'm just really just confused.
CPA any day, Alok, CPA any day. आंख बंद करके CPA के लिए जाओ, ठीक है?
Okay, so and just one thing more, I just wanted to know what are the chances of getting it in PwCs? I mean, like Big Four.
डाल देंगे तुमको PwC चाहिए ना, PwC में will place. Don't worry.
Thank you very much.
You are in Kolkata, क्या Alok?
Yes, I'm from Kolkata, sir.
हाँ तो EY भी तो है कलकत्ता में, why PwC only?
Sir, it's just some of personal reasons.
ये क्या है भाई? ठीक है. PwC SDC है. चलो.
Thank you,
yes,
sir.
Anas Sagram, her battery is going off, guys. Just a second. Yes, Anas Sagram, please go ahead.
Hi, Sripal. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I was following up you for last 6 months to join CPA, and I decided to join CPA. I'm going to do that in a couple of days. The only problem I have, to attend the exam, we require the passport, right? So by when I have to get the passport? Why I'm asking this, the passport related documents is there with my company, so take some 1-2 months time to get that documents for verification or process.
नहीं ठीक है. So Anna, so what I'm telling is you can start off your preparation and all. Parallelly 1 or 2 months के बाद you can give the passport and all and start the CPA process. So there is no rush and all those things.
Okay, so from the initial processing also we require the passport.
Yes, Anna. For evaluation, passport का एक xerox copy देना पड़ेगा, NASBA को और US को. But you don't worry, Anna. You can start your study parallelly. उसको चलते रहने दो. Why do you want to apply for the job?
Hello.
Yes, Mohit, go ahead.
Hello, sir.
So I completed my chartered accountancy 2 years back. Right now I'm working. Hello.
Yes, Mohit, go ahead.
And so right now I'm working in a mid-sized firm as a partner on paper only. So I'm thinking about switching for US CPA because I'm not sure about. Right now I'm working in audit and direct taxation, but I'm still not get that confidence or that zeal to work more. So I'm just like to explore more. So I was thinking about US CPA. So is it a good option?
100% Mohit, that is definitely a great option. So I think you can go in with CPA and you have 2 years of experience, Mohit. तो उतना ज़्यादा problem नहीं है actually.
Yes, sir.
Just go ahead with CPA. There's no problem whatsoever, and we can place you in Big Fours also after you pass. So you can make your career in Big Fours as well, Mohit.
And so, if I want to, go outside or abroad, then Big Four can, after working in 2 to 3 years in Big Four,
yes.
Do I have chances to go abroad?
Yes. You can do internal transfer. You can do an internal transfer, Mohit. 2-3 साल minimum. 2 years is a requirement. Normally 18 months का रहता है IJP, internal job posting. But आप minimum 2.5 years तो आपको spend करना ही पड़ेगा 30 महीने, and that also you should perform well. Then you can ask them for Dubai and all those things. Canada, Dubai, US, and all those internal movements. ठीक है?
Okay, at that time US CPA also helps me.
Yes. US CPA only will help, not CA. ठीक है?
Okay.
The CAs are not recognized outside India. That is a problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Sripal, Anand here.
Yeah, Anand, go ahead.
Yeah, a quick one. This is for my friend's daughter. She's finishing her CA finals this week, and she's getting the results maybe in another 2-3 months. The question I have is like, she did her articleship with KPMG, and she probably has the offer to join there after she gets the CA final results. The question I have is like, she's getting married to a US citizen, and in a year or two she will be moving to Seattle. So do you suggest her to take CPA and do a crash course in complete it in 4-5 months and then take a CPA based position in India and work here for a year or two and then do a global mobility to US?
Yeah, that's the right suggestion, Anand, but she should start off with CPA preparation as soon as possible, because then she's getting married and then she's moving to US, right? So CPA would definitely help in there because CAs are not recognized in US. So a degree will be of no value when she moved to US.
Moving to US will take some time because there is the EAD and all getting it takes a year or two.
Correct. So in that meantime of 1 year, she can pass the CPA exam, right?
Yeah. So you suggest full-time course for CPA, complete it and then get into one of the companies in India then.
So what happens, Anand, is basically she will do CPA. She will work for 7-8. She will finish off in 7 to 8 months. Then after that, a year she can work in a Big Four. So she will have 1 year of experience, which is very useful in US, right? So they take experience, guys. They consider experience as gold. So that's what I would suggest. So plan of 1.5 years should be good, Anand, for her.
And this experience should be in the relevant CPA area only, or on the CA area also? Anything is fine. To get the license, you need 1 year experience generally, right?
Yes. That is, anything is fine except for some call center and all those profiles that are not considered.
Okay, and Simandhar helps in the global placement after 1.5 years?
Yes. Till once she gets the valid work permit, she doesn't have a
she will get EAD in a year or two.
Then we can place her. That's not a problem, Anand.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
Hello? Shashi, please go ahead.
Here. Hello?
Yeah, Shashi, please go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I'm a chartered accountant. I'm working in one of Big Fours. I mean, in EY GDS as a senior. And I'm working there from past 6 months. And I'm like, I'm interested to do the CPA. But my colleagues and then my friends, they were telling me that if you want to settle in abroad, CPA is well and good. But if you want to settle in India, CA is enough. Because even though if you do CPA, you won't grow much in terms of salary perspective. Rather, your experience will do that. So how would you say about that?
So Shashi, what happens is if you're a double qualified, normally the firms would promote you in faster way. So the growth is faster, right?
Okay.
I completely agree when they are telling that CA is definitely self-sufficient in India, but just see the way the foreign companies are coming, Shashi. You're experiencing it, right? Last 1 year, you have seen so many firms of CPA coming to India. Now, why will they take a chartered accountancy? Actually, they are not even putting CA as a requirement now. So that is how it is, because they are all US-based firms. So you would be their hot choice for moving to the leadership and all. These people, when they talk with their limited knowledge and limited experience with all the other firms. You see RSL coming to India. You see video rights coming to India. You see so many CPA firms like Citrin, Eisner, right? So these are a lot of big firms which are expanding. Cohnenzer. So there is a huge market of CPA in India itself. And in fact, you might be noticing, Simandhar, we have been placing left and right all our CPA candidates. And that's why we came to a position where we are guaranteeing jobs, right, Shashi? So there's a huge requirement in India, because what is happening is US there's a lot of inflation and there's a lot of margin pressure. So they are moving all their work outsourcing to India now. So much of the unskilled work also is coming to India. And that's why India is enjoying. We will be the best economy, or I would say ruling the all the other economies. If you see, our GDP rate is the highest among all of them in the countries in the world today, right? Where all countries are struggling with higher inflation, India is able to manage it very properly. Okay? So I don't think so that we are more global than local, Shashi. So a CPA degree would definitely add value. Okay.
And then one more question. So do EY sponsor for chartered accountants?
I think you'll have to ask EY. I have not seen them sponsoring for chartered accountants, but you need to get in touch with the L&D there, or learning and development. Okay.
Yeah, from past few days, I'm trying to contact to.
And what happens, Shashi, is when then you'll go with EY, you'll need to sign a bond for 2-3 years. So you better do it on your own and finish it off and then jump. Okay.
Yeah, and then I'm trying to contact you people from past 2 to 3 days. So no one is responding.
Anuya, can you just take into account Shashi? Anuya, are you there?
Yes, sir, I'm there.
So Shashi, can you just get in touch with Anuya there? Anuya, if you can just ping her there on the Zoom.
Yeah, sure.
So
Thank
normally
you.
we have a number 7780273. I don't know why you guys are not able to contact there. So 77802733888. That is our number. I've just put on the chat window there. You can also visit our website. On that website itself, our number is there. Meanwhile, Anuya is there as one of our counselor in today's session. So you can just give your contact number directly to her. In the
so
panel.
first, first I need to start with Beck, right?
Yes. Start off with PC, then FAR, then audit, then regulation. That should be the pattern. Okay.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Hello,
Anand,
sir. Hemant here.
Hemant, go ahead.
Sir, as I am a chartered accountant student, I have cleared intermediate. So I am attempting a final exam. As we are practiced to offline exams, while US CPA is completely online exam. Can we, before switching it to it, can we come out of that?
Oh no, that is not at all a problem, Hemant. The online classes, the prometric, you can also do a practice as well. So that should not be a problem at all. You can practice as well and go to the prometric center and see how the exams is. And that's why we are giving you the Becker's product along with some other classes and all. That's a complimentary thing which you're getting, so that you can get a feel of how the online exams are, right? So I'll just share you the screen. You can just see how it looks like, right? Let me know if you're able to see the screen there. So this is
yes, sir. I'm able to see.
Yes, so this is how the product which we give you, right? So in that product, you have certain called as mock exams. So this mini exam, they are designed like the CPA exam to see how the exam feels like. So how the exam, so see there, you can see that. That's how you can practice. There are around 12 to 13 mock tests, right? Inbuilt in the system. And also you can practice before you go for the final exam. Okay, makes sense?
Okay. Yes, sir, it makes sense. Thank you for valuable suggestion.
So I think we have taken a good amount of time. Anyone whom I have left out in the questions, or we didn't answer anyone questions or something? So can you please elaborate the process of getting a relevant job for CPA in case I move to Australia? Yeah, so Tantra Vahi is one of them which we left off. Okay. Okay, so there are a lot of people actually would. I have not unmuted them. ऐसा तो भाई पूरा दिन निकल जाएगा. Yes, Naveen, go ahead. Naveen Vora, please go ahead.
हेलो.
Yes, Naveen, go ahead.
हाँ हाँ सर, मेरा एक्चुअली आई एम लुकिंग फॉर माय सन. एक्चुअली मैं काफी टाइम से आई एम वेटिंग फॉर द 1 आवर. मैं आपसे 1 घंटे से वेट कर रहा हूँ बात करने के लिए.
बोलिए बोलिए नवीन.
हाँ जी सर, अभी मेरे बेटे ने आई एम स्पीक द हिंदी ना सर.
आराम से नवीन बोलिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
जी एक्चुअली मैं बेटे के लिए देख रहा था सर, क्योंकि अभी उसने बीकॉम ग्रेजुएशन किया है और सीपी के लिए मैंने काफी देखा और आपका पढ़ा भी है. तो उसके बाद मैं दिल्ली रहता हूँ सर. उसके बाद मैंने काफी लोगों से पूछा भी, देखा भी, काफी यूट्यूब पे देखा, नेट पे देखा, पर कई लोग हमारे रिलेटिव सीए भी हैं और जब मैंने उनसे भी बात की तो उनको तो खैर ये पता ही नहीं था कि सीपीए कोई होता है. उन्होंने कहा हमारी नॉलेज में नहीं है, तो कुछ सोच समझ के करना. लेकिन एक कॉन्फिडेंस से मेरे को थोड़ा सा लग रहा था. अभी मैंने सबका सुना भी, पूरा 1 घंटा मैंने सबकी क्यूरी सुनी, क्वेश्चन सुने, उनके मुझे रिप्लाईज भी ठीक मिले हैं. तो सर कैसे करना चाहिए? मेरे को करना चाहिए बेटे के लिए सीपीए?
100% नवीन, आंख बंद करके सीपीए करिए. There's no problem. The market is huge and it's a growing qualification. लोगों को इसके बारे में पता नहीं है क्योंकि हम लोग ज्यादा मार्केट करते नहीं है. अगर सबको पता चल जाएगा तो ये भी सीए के जैसा हो जाएगा या इंजीनियरिंग के जैसे.
दिल्ली में बहुत लोगों ने खोला हुआ है सर, ऐसा नहीं है. लेकिन कोई भी ऐसा नहीं है कि जो प्रोफेशनल है या कुछ है. मैं दिल्ली रहता हूँ और अभी बेटे के लिए बड़ा टेंशन हूँ कि क्या करना चाहिए क्या नहीं, क्योंकि लोग कहते हैं एमबीए करा लो 2 साल, तो किसी बाहर में कनाडा पढ़ाई के लिए भेज दो. पर आई एम ए वेरी मिडिल क्लास, तो मैं नहीं चाहता कि बच्चा अपना टाइम खराब करे, क्योंकि 2 साल ऑलरेडी कोविड में वैसे ही 2 साल बच्चों ने खराब किया सर.
तो नवीन मेरी बात सुनिए, आप सिमंदर में डालोगे आप जिंदगी भर याद रखोगे, तो आराम से आप बेफिक्र होके डालिए. सो आई डोंट थिंक सो दैट्स अ प्रॉब्लम. एंड सीपीए की डिग्री बहुत वैल्यूएबल है एंड वी आर डूइंग इट इन अ वेरी प्रोफेशनल मैनर नवीन. तो आप आराम से बेफिक्र होके सो जाइए एंड वी कैन इजीली फिनिश दिस ऑफ.
तो अभी उसके लिए एक साल उसको कुछ और करना पड़ेगा ना सर? अभी बीकॉम कंप्लीट किया उसने.
हाँ तो ब्रिज कोर्स कर सकता है. He can write simultaneously. You don't need to wait for the 1 year to complete. ठीक है?
ओके. मैंने आपके काउंसलर से भी बात की थी. सॉरी सर, ये मेरा क्यूरी है. और एक बार मेरे को बात समझ नहीं आई थी तो मैंने दोबारा कॉल किया, लेकिन आपके काउंसलर ने कहा नवीन आपसे तो पहले बात हो चुकी है, तो अभी हमारे पास उन्होंने फोन डिस्कनेक्ट कर दिया सर. तो मैं बात ही नहीं कर पाया. तो इसलिए अब जब आपका मैंने लाइव का देखा, मैंने जूम पे आपको लेना चाहा, मैंने कहा एक बार सर से बात करूं.
तो नवीन आप क्या करिए, अनुया से बात करिए. सो शी इज ऑन द पैनलिस्ट मोड राइट नाउ. अनुया, कैन यू जस्ट सेंड योर नंबर टू नवीन. तो अनुया इज आवर सीनियर काउंसलर नवीन, तो वो आपको प्रॉपर्ली गाइड करेंगी एंड टू एंड. तो आप उनसे बात करिए.
बस यही है सर कि लगने के बाद इधर उधर जॉब का है कि जॉब लग जाए, बस और कुछ नहीं सर उसका ना.
वो आराम से हम लोग करा देंगे नवीन, बेफिक्र रहिए.
ओके थैंक यू वेरी मच सर.
हाय श्रीपाल.
आपसे मिलकर सर बहुत अच्छा लगा. कब बात हो सकेगी सर दोबारा प्लीज?
मैं आऊंगा दिल्ली ये साल सितंबर अक्टूबर में. डेफिनेटली हम लोग आए थे फरवरी में, बट आई थिंक आप नहीं थे. तो सितंबर अक्टूबर में, सो एवरी क्वार्टर हम लोग एक बार आते हैं दिल्ली में. तो आई कीप चेकिंग.
सर मेरे को कैसे पता लगेगा सर?
हाँ तो आप क्या करना है, ये हमारे काउंसलर्स के साथ बातचीत रखिए आप. ठीक है? वेबसाइट देखते रहिए www.simandhareducation.com. एक वेबसाइट है हमारा, वहाँ पे आप विजिट करते रहिए.
सर आप अपना नंबर दे दीजिए ना.
तो आप अनुया का नंबर है, सो वो
नहीं मुझे आपका चाहिए ना सर. नहीं आपका चाहिए.
Naveen, I understand your curiosity and you would love to have Sripal sir number, but unfortunately, sir is one of the faculty, so we have students also, right? So it's not technically possible.
अभी सर टाइम दे रहे हैं ना, तो मुझे उसी तरह थोड़ा सा अगर कोई क्यूरीज हो तो मैं सर से ही एक्चुअली जिससे सेटिस्फेक्शन होता है ना उसी से बात करने का थोड़ा सा रहता है. मैं सर के जवाबों से इतना खुश हूँ कि अगर मुझे नहीं भी करना हुआ तो क्या पता मैं भी साथ में बेटे के ज्वाइन कर लूँ.
तो नवीन कैसा रहेगा ना, पता है जैसा बंदा रहता है उसकी टीम भी वैसी रहती है. तो मेरी टीम मेरी शैडो है. ठीक है? तो मेरी परछाई वो लोग, आप उनसे बात करें. कभी भी आपको ऐसे लगता है कि मेरी टीम ने सेटिस्फैक्टरी आंसर नहीं दिया है या कुछ, तो मैं खुद बोलूंगा अनुया को कॉल लगाने के लिए. तो मैं, अनुया और आप तीनों रहेंगे वो कॉल पे. ठीक है?
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू वेरी मच.
हेलो नवीन, नमस्कार और गुड नाइट. थैंक यू.
Okay, thank you very
Hi.
much.
Yes, Kamla,
Sripal.
go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you so much for giving me opportunity. I have a question that I'm doing IFRS diploma in IFRS, as well as I have completed my CA inter and also have given like 4 to 5 attempts of CA final. Currently I'm working in a Vistra International in Vikhroli. So अभी like I'm having 7 to 8 years of experience. तो अभी मैं सोच रही हूँ because I'm in management account. तो like कि CPA will boost because the CA नहीं हो पाया, but I like
Need
कि
a
मेरे को
Kamla,
एक
देखो जैसे मैं
professional
बोल रहा था अभी, a professional qualification is more important than having nothing in your bucket, right? तो मेरे लिए
yes
तो I would still suggest कमला कि आंख बंद करके जाइए CPA में. मार्केट बहुत ही बड़ा है and you can easily kind of move
लेकिन
around the profiles also.
हाँ नहीं, लेकिन जैसे डिप्लोमा इन IFRS कर रही हूँ लाइक अभी जून में
से
एग्जाम
कुछ होएगा
रहेगा.
नहीं यार. डिप्लोमा IFRS is not a value add. Okay. So मतलब वो एक वैल्यू ऐड तब रहेगा जब आपके पास ऑलरेडी एक डिग्री है. जैसे मेरे पास CA है और फिर मैं डिप्लोमा IFRS कर रहा हूँ, देन इट मेक्स वैल्यू. बट मेरे पास सिर्फ डिपा IFRS है, इट्स नॉट लाइक अ डिग्री, राइट? इट्स अ एड ऑन सर्टिफिकेशन. कमला, आर यू गेटिंग इट? जैसे डेटा एनालिटिक्स इज एन एड ऑन सर्टिफिकेशन. जैसे मतलब मैं सिर्फ डेटा एनालिटिक्स करूंगा तो मेरे को जॉब मिलेगा क्या? नहीं, इज द आंसर. सो इट्स नॉट अ डिग्री, इट्स अ सर्टिफिकेट. ठीक है.
ओके. तो लाइक वो मतलब वही कॉन्ट्रास्ट नहीं होगा ना, बिकॉज IFRS इज UK बेस्ड एंड
नहीं आराम से
CPA इज
देखो,
US.
IFRS और US गैप बहुत सिमिलर है, क्योंकि US गैप का रेवेन्यू, लीजर्स, फाइनेंशियल इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स, IFRS का भी सेम है. इन लोगों ने दोनों ने सेम एडॉप्शन किया है. तो इंडिया का इंडेक्स, IFRS और US गैप आर सिमिलर मच फॉर 1 or 2 स्टैंडर्ड्स इधर उधर. तो इट विल ओनली हेल्प यू इन CPA.
ओके. एंड लाइक सेम जैसे मैंने आपको बोला कि आई एम हैविंग 7 to 8 years of experience, तो डू लाइक कि CPA विल वो मुझे लाइक कॉम्पेंसेशन में जो हाइक
करेगा कम 100%.
Hi, Sripal.
थैंक यू.
Hi, Shiv. Sushmita here.
अच्छा, सुष्मिता, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, sir. I am Sushmita, and basically I am a BCom graduate and qualified CMA inter. From it's been 6 months I joined State HCL. So I'm looking for CMA. So how will that help me? My profile is financial report.
So, Sushmita, after you pass US CMA, you can get in touch with our placement team, so they can ship you the profiles and all. So US CMA definitely helps, provided you have those relevant experience and all. Okay. And in your case, you already have some sort of experience of 6 to 7 months, right? So you just focus on the exam and try to pass that. I think that should be your objective and motive going ahead. Okay.
Will there be any chances to get in Big Four with US CMA?
No, you will not get, Sushmita, unfortunately. With a CMA, the chances are very less. But still, I'm not telling that they are zero. I would still say that 20 to 30% chances are there. But it will again depend on the opportunities. I would suggest CMA ke baad, if you can do a CPA also, that would be more useful. Okay. If you're keenly looking for only Big Fours. Makes sense. I think we lost her.
Hi, Sripal.
Yeah, Shankar, go ahead.
Hi, Sripal. Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm a working professional and have around 10 years of experience, basically in P2P, R2R, and O2C roles. And now I'm more inclined towards the internal control and internal audit roles. So my question is, if I go for CPA course, would it help me, or should I go for CIA instead? Or should I go for CPA first and then CIA?
You can go in for CPA, Shankar, and then move into the risk advisory profile of the Big Fours. Once you go in there, that company itself will sponsor you for CIA also later, Shankar. So that should be the objective basically. But what would happen eventually is you might have to take a cut in your designation, right? Because you would not be starting as a senior or something. You'd be in the mid-levels only. So that is where you need to be careful on, because you are shifting a profile here where you don't have any experience whatsoever. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Shankar. Okay. I think that's all we had from today. It's almost like 10:30 there in India. I don't know how you guys are sitting around. Still, we have so many participants who wanted to ask question. I think Nishi is still telling. Yes, Nishi, one final question. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Sripal.
Yes,
Yeah,
Nishi.
I'm a working professional and I'm a little slow in studying. So I just wanted to ask, is it advisable to, finish the harder subjects like FAR and auditing first and then move on to the easier subjects? Because I take time.
That is highly recommended because if you can give that, that would be better, is what my understanding is. So go ahead with FAR, then audit, then BEC, and then regulation. But because you are a working professional, that's why I'm telling BEC thoda pehle de diya. If you give BEC first, would be better, is what my thinking is, because you are already a working professional.
I understand that, but just like I said, if I start with BEC, as you mentioned before, it's an easier subject, right? So if I take more time initially, it's like after passing one subject, it's like 18 months of gap.
If you're taking, if you pass in 1.5 years also, who will come and ask, why did you take 6 months extra, Nishi? See, this exam is not a pressure here because you already have work pressure. Do not set such deadlines that I have to finish off in this. Even if it takes 6 months or 7 months, say for that matter, 1 year extra also. Does it kind of dunya idhar ki udhar to nahi jane wali, right, Nishi? The world will not change, right? What is important is you enjoy the subject, you learn the subject. That is more important, right? So even if it takes 3-4 months extra, how does it matter? You're slow and study because you want to learn. You have come here to learn, right, Nishi? Not to complete something. This is not certain deliverable ki फटाफट खत्म कर दो. This is a learning. मतलब life का सवाल है. लोग एक qualification करते हैं. They want to learn and enjoy the experience, right, Nishi? So in the middle of the experience, don't lose that joy of studying. Right? So that is my suggestion to you.
And just one more question to be final. I am actually working in Kuwait, so I'm an international student to Simandhar. So I just wanted to know if you provide any job opportunities here outside India.
We don't have anything in Kuwait, but we have definitely in Dubai or something. We can help you around if you have a work visa or something. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Sijil, go ahead. Sijil. I think Sijil.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Sijil, go ahead.
I'm 42 years old. I'm personally working in a bank. I would like to do CPA. Is it advisable, sir? Also, I read regarding experience requirement. I contacted you.
That is fine. Experience we can validate, Sijil, and you can go ahead with CPA. Should not be a problem. How does it matter if you bank mein ho ya if you're not in the bank? Banking industry is good, right? You can move into the FSI clients, financial services and insurance client. So I don't think so that should be a problem. So you can go ahead with CPA. Doesn't kind of hamper your progress or something. It would only make you to move to another profiles later.
One more doubt, sir. I have contacted a team and they analyzed my credit. I have completed BCom and MBA finance. As per the 150 credit is there. So they suggested me to join for the bridge course for the licensing requirement. Can you please give details about
yes, so that you will need to get in touch with that team itself, Sijil. So that's more of a requirement from the compliance part. That's why my team is suggesting you, because they might have checked with NASBA and all the officials. So if they have recommended you a bridge course, you will have to go ahead with that.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
Karthik, yes, Karthik, go ahead. Karthik Ashri.
Sir, can you hear me?
Who's that?
Sir, I'm Karthik Ashri.
Yeah, Karthik, please go ahead.
Sir, I'm currently doing an integrated course with BCom and LLB, but then I need a career shift, for which I looked into CPA. So basically, I'm interested in auditing and accounts. So CA seemed to be very lengthy as such, and I wanted a career shift very badly. So I looked into CPA and I contacted your team too, and they suggested me to take up a bridge course and then go on with CPA stuffs. But then since I'm in the middle of my integrated course, like it's a 5-year course and I'm in my 3rd year, so how do I proceed, sir, with the CPA curriculum as such?
So that is not a problem, Karthik. So that is very easy actually. So you're studying simultaneously to qualification, that's all. And upar se CPA, your more important one. Yes, you can manage also, Karthik. It's not like CA or something which is very technical in nature, right? So it's a 5-year integrated program which can go as per its own speed. Parallelly, you can do this, and if you complete this, you might still go for job, right? You don't need to wait for that 5-year integrated program to complete. Who knows if the job mein tumko zyada mil raha hai, Karthik. So why will you do that program also? Making sense. So that's where you can parallelly and finish it off. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, so should I start with CPA after my bridge course, or can I do it in a parallel way?
No, you can do parallelly. Don't need to wait for the bridge course to complete.
Okay. So what about this memorandum of understandings with other boards of CPA?
And after you pass CPA, you need to get 30 months of experience. You will get an MOU. So you get another degree without writing any exam. Okay.
Okay, sir. Fine. Thank you.
Yes, Asad, go ahead.
So
Asad,
one
thank you,
last
Sripal.
question.
Thanks for giving me.
Yes, Asad. Go
Hello.
ahead.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much for giving me time. Actually, I have a couple of questions regarding the bridge program and the evaluation of my transcript or degree. Actually, my scenario is a little bit different. I had a graduation degree associated with ACC. I did it from UK and moved to US like a few years back. And I have a graduation degree associated. You might know about it, that after passing certain exams, you are
on the
qualified.
evaluation front, on the education parameters, you can get in touch with the team directly, because I don't check that department. So you can get in touch with the team, submit your education documents. They will suggest you the right state board, and they'll confirm with the NASBA and give you the state board information. Okay. Anything apart from that, Asad?
Sure. Yeah. And also the bridge program. Definitely. If I get 120 credit hours for my transcript, and then I'm still shortfall of 30 credit hours to get
That our
150.
bridge program will take care. So that all are very easy, Asad. Yes, some easy questions that you can deal it with the team. They will handle it, and you can easily navigate through that and smoothly move on. Anything which respect to subject or profile or something like that, Abbas, where you need our help.
Yeah, and also and also the lectures on your portal. If I register for CPA or something, and then the lectures will be from the local lecturers, or it will be from the Becker lecturers online available there.
Becker lectures, what happens is they are not so good in the detailed explanation and all. So that's why we have our local faculties, including me, right? So where we are very detailed and all, we explain conceptually and all. So that you will be having, and recorded lectures of Beckers you would be having in your product of Becker. Okay. You'll not have any live classes of Becker as such, because they are all in US accent, and secondly, they are in US timing. So it really doesn't make any sense. Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thanks for your time.
So I have one last question. I was wondering, like, you are answering most questions which are relevant to US CPA, not CMA, because I'm a little bit more inclined toward CMA. I don't know why, because I have more experience into the management side. So I want to know that if I'll be doing the US CMA course, will it be adding any edge, or I shall also go for US CPA? So because
you're doing a correct thing, because the problem is there are a lot of people who are inclined towards CPAs. The reason is because they are already have registered or something like that. Not that if they're not asking question doesn't mean that the degree is not good, right? I mean, they are not asking anything about CA also. So are you telling me that CA is also not a good degree?
No, but I want to understand.
CPA process, we have to be honest, CPA process is a little complicated and all, and they have been misguided a lot by other institutes that jobs are in US, this, that, and all. So that's why their questions are very genuine, and they want to kind of learn what is the right thing, because there's too much of misguidance going out in the market. So there's no one to kind of give the right information. And that's why they're looking out for a person who can tell the honest answers. That's why there are a lot of questions coming up on that course. Coming to your USCMA course, it's a fantastic course. It's just that it doesn't see in any country, right? Chartered accountants are more recognized than cost accountants. You agree with that, right? In a country like India also, CA has more respect than CMA. It doesn't mean that CMA doesn't have respect, but when you compare it with CA, then it becomes a different ballgame. So CMA has its own standalone value. But when you compare it to CPA, I want to be honest here that CPA has more market, because there are a lot of job opportunities for audit and tax, right? Because Munshi ji to har jagah chahiye na. You do not need a decision maker every company, but accounting person to har jagah chahiye. So that's why there are more jobs, and that's why there are more inquiries for those courses. That's the only thing. Okay.
Okay.
Like the course is bad or something. Okay.
Sure. Thanks.
Yes, Arpit. Go ahead, Arpit.
Yes, sir. So I recently got a job in a fund accounting company. To know which would be a better career.
CPA, Arpit.
What I do in
CPA, right? So you have gone into fund accounting in which company?
in Jaipur, it is 𝗔𝗯cie Fund Services. Hello.
Okay. No, CPA is a better choice. They might sponsor also. You can just contact them once. Hello. Okay. Hello. Yes. Are you able to hear me, Arpit? Hello. Anuya, am I audible? Hello.
Now you are audible. We lost you.
I think we lost a bit of internet connection there. So my suggestion would be, Arpit, to go ahead with CPA. So I don't think so that should be a problem. But parallel to that, have a communication with your company also in case if they sponsor, because fund accounting is much relevant to CPA qualification. So company might sponsor you also for that course is my guess. Just talk to them as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, guys, thank you so much. It was great talking to you all. Almost like 2.5 hours we were there today, and thank you so much. I know some of the questions I missed out and all those things, but please feel free to visit www.simandhareducation.com 7780273388. That is on our website. You just need to go onto the website and check there. We already have all those things there. In case if you're not able to get in touch with our counselor, there's an email ID also there. So just ensure that you do all these checks, right? You can also follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on YouTube, right? Right on YouTube in case if anyone is not replying to your query or something like that, or you're not getting the call on time. So you can always visit there. On the bottom, you can see the numbers there also. So should not worry on any of those things. We are here to help around, right? And stay safe, stay happy. Thank you so much for coming in and giving your valuable time. And in case if you still have any questions, please feel free to connect me on LinkedIn there. And whenever I have time, I'll kind of go through that as well. So thank you so much, everyone. It was great talking to you. Thank you, Anuya. Thank you, team, for organizing this. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. And once again, apologies for not being able to give chance to each and everyone. We will surely connect with you. Please do send your detailed queries to our email ID, or you can always contact us. We will definitely get in touch with you and help you with each and every query that you have. It was a pleasure assisting you all for today. Have a wonderful evening.